Oh, excuse me. Where are my manners? Shout out to the Saints. Today's gonna be a very interesting episode. But before we do this, you already know what it is. Peace to the Saints. Oh, we back at it. It's the one and only, the big homie, Pimp Bayless, Fax Kellerman, Stephen A. Pimp. It's your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, Lord Marquad. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Saints, today's gonna be a very good episode because today we are gonna be burning some haters. We're gonna be destroying some clout chasers. You see, my saints, there's been an epidemic of lonely peasant YouTubers that think it's their right to waltz in here and talk about the big homie. Some peasant YouTubers. Some of them, they don't even want to show their faces. Some of them, they don't even exist. But they think they can come for the king. I have you know, I am the big homie. How dare you, from your lonely position, cast stone at the king when you yourself are a mere peasant. You should be honored that I, Lord Marquad, even speak your name. You poor, broke, handsome, Squaredwood looking motherfucker. How dare these YouTubers come for me? You see, my saints, what you gotta understand is that these people, they don't come with pure intentions. They come with the intentions of destruction of this here kingdom that you saints and I, with your tuition, have fought so hard to build, foster. And now, my saints, we must protect this here platform. Stand behind me, for I will raise my sword, my sharpened sword of Damocles, to cast down on these haters, to cast down on these non-believers, to cast down on these ugly YouTubers. I'm sorry, my saints. I'm sorry, my saints. It's just the high value is just flowing through my veins. Oh, God. Oh. We shall sharpen our swords of destruction to stand against these haters, especially one called Pukin Khan. Oh, you see, Pukin Khan, they've decided to do videos about us, thinking they can expose us, expose this empire that we have built with your tuition. With your tuition. Oh, by the way, Bridget, anyone who mentions Duke and Don, I mean Duke and Con in the comment section of this here live while we do some good old-fashioned destruction, you ban them, please, okay? Yeah, anyone that says their name in the chat, ban them. Okay. We good on that, Bridget? All right, we good. Okay. Destroy them! You see, this YouTuber thinks he's slick. He thinks that he can come in here and tear down this castle that we have built. Well, my lonely saints, do not worry.
I, with my sharpened sword of Damocles, will seek vengeance against the scammer, the Nigerian scammer, and these doubters. Send them back.
They can destroy us. Well, with your tuition, we can actually make all of this not possible. Without further ado, my saints, let's go ahead and get to some good old fashion exposing. Oh. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Duke Reacts, part of the Duke and Don channel. Guys, today, obviously, if you haven't seen the thumbnail and actually made majority of this intro already, we are going to be responding to the good old video Lord Marquad has decided to grace us with. Yes, I mean, for those of you guys who've been like standboys, you guys have been waiting so long. I mean, I can't tell you how long Lord Marquad's audience base, guys, have been waiting for him to respond to the videos that we dropped on him, basically levying certain allegations that he actually still hasn't yet to answer. Okay, well, listen, y'all waited hours and days and like literally weeks at this point, and listen, guys, we have to wait no longer because Lord Marquad has finally dropped that said video. And it goes as you would expect. Yes, a complete waste of time. I mean, he basically came after me personally and did exactly what we kind of thought he was gonna do and plan for. And the crazy thing is, we were genuinely shocked. I mean, we were genuinely shocked. I mean, Exhibit A, before we even dive on into this, right? My hairline, like nigga, we already know. Like, I clown myself on my hairline. My own chat clowns me on my hairline, right? Which doesn't make any sense. But not only that, it wasn't just me that knew he was gonna come after that, right? Even people who've been watching him knows exactly what he does, and they've also commented on the fact that this is what he does. If he was gonna do something, the first thing he'll do is come after the looks, come after the hairline, and even come after certain things that you put on other profiles, like your personal profiles and things like that, aka doxing. Yes, this guy doxes too as well. Now, for those of you guys who are just coming in and you're like, well, Duke, what is all this about? Well, this is all in response to the previous video that I dropped about Lord Marquad. Now, this particular video, we had questions, okay? Now, here's how this whole thing started. Initially, we did a first video about him, but it was commented on the picture situation he had with Kevin Samuels. Now, with those of you guys have been thinking, well, why would you do a video on this picture situation? I'm glad you guys asked, because this picture, well, it tells 1,000 words. For instance, all right, Lord Marquad actually made a video prior to this picture being taken, and it was completely dissing Kevin Samuels, calling him a Skittle guzzler, calling him on his name, calling him a fake speaker, calling him every single thing in the goddamn book except for what it actually was. And when we decided to comment on this video, because this picture dropped, right, everyone was kind of confused, which was the main thing everyone was covering at the time. We uncovered some inconsistencies, right? Now, after that particular video, we ended up basically digging a little further on Lord Marquad. We figured out that he's gone after content creators that I hold in a high regard, such as O'Shea Jackson, and he's going about doxing him and doing just downright just grimy things. And then when we dug a little further into the claims he made about his company and speaking fees and things like that, well, we had questions. And now you guys know over here at Debunking Down, when we have questions about certain content creators, we pull up to their live streams. Now, I want every single content creator to understand something. If you're not going to get anything else out of this episode, okay, listen, when we pull up to your chat, we have questions. We're not your fans. It doesn't mean that we're here to just watch you do whatever it is that you do. Motherfuckers don't have time for that. We have questions, okay? And that's what we did. We pulled up to Lord Marquad's chat and we proceeded to ask questions. And guess what? Do you think someone who's as high value, someone who's as strong, wise, and competent was able to answer those questions? Well, it went as you would expect. He essentially banned us. Like, no freaking joke. This motherfucker banned us. And it was like, all right, cool. Well, if you banned us based on the questions that we had, well, guess what? We are going to go ahead and just release it to our audience so you guys already know what our findings are, okay? Now, this was just basically generally how we released it, and all of it basically exposed the fact that maybe how he cobbled together his company, or I'm sorry, him basically developing his company from scratch, how that actually may not be the case, and how there might actually be a darker truth to Lord Marquad's upcoming than before he came to YouTube than we may have actually thought. Now, here's the crazy thing. Instead of this guy, because clearly everyone saw the video, everyone within the space saw the video, and instead of this guy actually responding to it, well, he created a live stream that was supposed to address the whole situation, right? And here's the thing. He kept moving that live stream, keeping his followers waiting, keeping people waiting, things of the sort, right? And then finally, recently, he decided to drop the video. But did you think he covered any questions that we levied about his company and or past upcoming? No, he proceeded to just target certain things. So those things we are going to go ahead and break down in this here particular video. But we are also going to help you answer these here questions that Lord Marquad has been neglecting to answer, okay? Okay, Lord Marquad, this here janitor, okay, is going to go ahead and clean up the mess you made. By the end of the day, we're going to be cleaning up a lot of shit. And you know what? The janitor, I kind of like it. It's just like a cool name for a hitman. The cleanup janitor, motherfucker. So we're going to cover all that and more. But guys, before we even get into any of this video, because you want to go ahead and sit tight, it's going to be a long one, okay? Listen, if you are not subscribed to the Puke and Con channel,
I don't know what to tell you. Go ahead and hit that little.
Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button and that bell notification at the top, so YouTube lets you know whenever the big homie is in town. Without further ado, let's get to it. You dig. I bet you peasants thought I was gonna jump on the couch. But I'll have you guys know I am a lord, and lords do not jump. All right, so guys, the video we're going to cover today is essentially the video Lord Marquad dropped on us regarding the whole, haters thing, okay? Now, here's a couple of things we're going to cover in this video. A, the fact that he basically lied for the straight hour 15 minutes on everyone, but just pay attention to the things that he says, because it's not the things that he's saying, it's the things that he's not saying and the things that he's choosing not to address. All right, guys, make sure we hit the like button. I'm going to try not to long stroke as much, but realistically, if you got super chats or anything like that, hold them off, or I'm not going to be able to read them because I have to run off. Like, I have to run all of this off because there's so much to cover here, okay? Now, everything here is going to be fair use and all that fun stuff, so let's keep it 100. But though. Let's go ahead and bring this up here, guys. Please make sure you get the likes up. Yeah, likes are free. So is the show, people. Let's go ahead. Here we go.
Cause I wanted to pull up on you personally. Cause I really do my own work. And I can't even get a direct flight because it's a nobody city. There is no power player in Madison.
Okay, so right off the bat, we're starting off with lies. Like, what are you talking about, my G? What are you talking about? If you want to pull up to me, first of all, don't pull up on me like you did with Kevin Samuels, because I ain't down to take selfies, my nigga. But literally, bruh, what you mean you can't find Madison, Wisconsin? We got direct flights now. You can come here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is this? Hold up. Let me just prove this motherfucker wrong right now. Hey, listen, I took the liberty of doing this for you, okay? I did the research for you, okay? Listen, at the cheapest first class, because we all know you high value and high value people, they like to ride first class, all right? So we get it, okay? High value, this is all first class. We can fly you Delta right now for $900. $900, nigga, that's nothing. Let's make it happen. Matter of fact, the most expensive is like $1,200. That's easy. Let's make it happen, bruh. That's nothing. I could fly you out to me right now, bruh. First class. What you mean? There's no Madison. What do you mean? See, like that doesn't make any sense, Lord Marquad. You already starting off with a lot. So let's go ahead and continue.
You go to another country and you say I'm from Madison, nobody knows where that is. Come tapping with the big homie, little buddy. Carrying on.
I mean, people have Google. they can figure out where Madison, Wisconsin is by Googling it, okay? And he is kind of right, okay? He's kind of right, because I go back and forth to LA every once in a while, and when I go down there, I get snuffed out like that, right? Because they can sense your accent, and they can tell you're not from LA and whatnot. So I always get that question like, hey, where you from? I'm like, nah, I'm from Wisconsin. Wisconsin? What's that, right? I'm like, what? We're the second biggest cheese making freaking state in comparison to you guys. How you do not know where Wisconsin is? But I get it. I get it. He has a point there. And guys, listen, I found this entire stream practically hilarious. I mean, he said some shit that was funny here. I mean, wrong, but kind of funny if you really think about it. So let's go ahead and continue.
These are with people who are heads of corporations.
Why is he stuttering? I don't believe him. Now, here, let me give you guys a note for wealthy people. There's certain things that wealthy people do, and then there's certain things that poor people do when they're trying to look wealthy. One clear indication is they always try to wear cufflinks. They think that looks upscale. Now, mind you, if you're actually a wealthy person, you realize that cufflinks are actually a major inconvenience. It's quite inconvenient to fold that cuff back and then put the cufflink through. It's inconvenient. Then you lose the cufflinks. It's inconvenient. So he's trying his best to look good. If you watch this whole live, he was talking about my custom suits, and then he's talking about he has a nice suit.
Time out. That's another lie. Nigga, we barely started the stream and you lying. What does he mean trying to look rich? First of all, cufflinks is not it's not a symbolism for rich. And I'll explain to you in just a second after I expose this dude. Okay, let me just bring up a couple people, because this guy literally just said that wealthy people don't wear cufflinks, right? Okay, exhibit A. Let's just bring up exhibit A for a second here. Okay, we have Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is a A-list actor, okay? He's an A-list actor. For those of you guys don't know, that means buku bucks. What do you guys see there where that red arrow is pointing? Oh, is he wearing a cufflink? Okay, I mean, this is someone you would call a wealthy, high-value male, right? So, if he wasn't, according to Lord Marquad standard, he's not wealthy. He's just trying to look rich, okay? Brad Pitt, an A-list actor, is just trying to look rich because he has cufflinks. That's all it means, guys. That's what you got to understand, okay? Let me see here. How about this guy? How about this individual right over here? What's going over here? Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon, CEO of not JP Morgan Chase, but Chase Bank, right? CEO of Chase Bank. Jamie Dimon, what do you guys see there with the red arrow? Are those? No, those couldn't be cufflinks. Those couldn't be cufflinks. Now you're playing with me. Jamie Dimon, CEO of Chase Bank. Okay, you mean to tell me this guy is just pretending to be rich? I don't believe it. I prefer not to believe it. That doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute, dude. You gotta come with some more receipts than that, boy. Come on. Whoa. You mean this guy, the billionaire president? Oh, maybe he was a fake billionaire. What is he wearing over there? Is it cufflinks? He's wearing cufflinks too? Wait, now according to Lord Marquad and the students that believe in Lord Marquad's teachings, because everything he says is facts, rich people don't really wear cufflinks. No, you dig? Okay, they don't. What rich people who actually wear cufflinks are people who are pretending to be rich. Okay, I, Lord Marquad, I am definitely not pretending to be rich, okay? I am definitely not employing the fake it till you make it strategy, okay? And by definition, I am definitely gonna say that people who wear cufflinks are just faking it just because I don't wear cufflinks. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't get it, right? Okay, maybe he's old news. He's no longer president. He could basically have a point with that. Holy shit! We got the current president of the United States of America, a millionaire. Okay, that's proven in papers, right? Including the son. But we already know the difference with what's going on there, right? What do you see there? Is he wearing cufflinks? Even as the president of the United States of America, addressing his people, he is wearing cufflinks. No, guys, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because according to Lord Marquad, people who wear cufflinks are just pretenders. Oh, come on. You're telling me Spider-Man, you faking it too? Fuck. Who's real? Lord Marquand said it ain't, he said it ain't real. Who's real? See, you guys, here's the thing. This is how stupid these guys are, okay? Listen, cufflinks is not a symbolism for being wealthy or being rich or even trying to pretend to be rich. Actually, cufflinks mean the exact opposite. Well, I wouldn't say opposite, but realistically, cufflinks are meant to signify power. It's meant to signify dominance. It's a social dominance thing where people do with fashion. That's just all it is. All right, when you want to show power or certain levels of it, you wear cufflinks. It just is what it is because not a whole lot of people wear it, right? So this dumbass wants to make you think that, oh, wearing cufflinks is for people who are obviously trying to pretend to look rich. No, nigga, I got a catalog of cufflinks. I got a catalog of jackets. Okay, none of them are made from my grandma's couch. So listen, I'm sorry if you want to pull up the Madison and you want to teach me how to make. You want to teach me how to make suits out of my grandma's couch? Listen, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. My mama gave me this, okay? She let me borrow it. She says that I can do whatever I want with it. I kind of like this little pattern. If you can teach me how to make a suit jacket out of this, I would love to, man. I would love to fly you out here, Lord Marquad, okay? Because listen, from one high value man to a great value man, you definitely know what it is that's going on. You definitely do. No, like seriously. I mean, guys, who at this point takes this person seriously? How would you take this individual seriously? Come on, man. He's just lying through his teeth. Let's continue.
What? And he's wearing a necktie. Boy, I ain't worn a necktie in years. To me, a necktie is a working man's thing. You look like somebody's public defender. Get up out of here. Let's get back to this psychopath. Well, let's get back to Pookie the tweaker.
These are with people who are heads of the party and just fucking haze. I be gone for weeks at a time.
Gone.
Oh, so guys, what he's talking about here, he's basically making fun of my drug use. Hey, you guys know, you guys have been following the channel for the past however long you've been following it. I've had countless videos where I've been open and honest about my prior drug use, okay? When I was younger, I got into the car business right after college, and essentially I was making money. Your boy was making money. But the problem is, especially with the car business back then, there was a lot of, stuff going on in the back room, right? And essentially, with guys who are, owners of said dealership, right? You're making money. Everyone around you is making money, right? You're the top salesman there. people take you out to parties, they do things, and I got my first taste into a lot of hard drugs. I'm talking, it wasn't just cocaine, but it was mollies and certain things like that, right? So yeah, and I developed an addiction after that, because what happens when you stick a 19-year-old with hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And everyone around them is just partying. Well, guess what? You get an individual who gets sucked up into that party scene. So yeah, I do not disown that part of my past at all. Like, I am a full admission of what that is. But guess what? Those stuff, it makes me an imperfect being, which is what, you know, I know that I am. I'm not perfect. That's why I come out here and tell y'all every single day, I ain't shit. You talking to an ain't shit dude, because I have the foresight to know that based off of my past, who am I to judge other people? You feel me? It's guys like this who pretend to be all prim and proper and damper that like guys like this, guys like Anton, all these guys that pretend to be perfect, they're the ones who like they go out there and make, first of all, they're insecure people, but by themselves be insecure and coming out here pretending to be perfect, they're therefore making other people try to strive to a goal that they aren't themselves. You see what I'm saying? So that's really the big problem with a lot of these guys here. It's not really even a freaking joke. These guys are essentially pretending to be something that they're not, and charging other people money sometimes in these circumstances to try to pretend to be them. All right, and these guys end up failing because the majority of them, you can't be him because he's not real, he's fake. All right, so yes, you're gonna see in this video, he definitely comes with my drug use. And here's the thing, I've had help for that. I'm way over that. That is beyond me now. So, you know, and even being able to openly talk about it like the way I am right now just truly shows that I've pretty much grown from it and, you know, moved from there. So, I mean, I actually found a lot of the stuff that he was saying funny, but let's continue.
These are with people who are in heads of corporations. Yeah, y'all don't know they get down like that with the book and shit.
Wow, this nigga said, did you see this crackhead boy? He said, he having flashbacks right now. So he said he's getting down with these people. I was. So if you're getting down with these people and they're sniffing nose candy, we can only presume that you're also sniffing nose candy.
Yeah. I sniffed a lot of nose candy, bro. Listen, I was a bad dude. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm not perfect. I can't, like, guys, what do you want from me, okay? Like, god damn it. Are you guys gonna tell me you guys have never made a mistake in your life? All right, come on. You guys have never, come on. Yes, I partake of the fruit. It is what it is, dog. And yes, I was reminiscing that. I mean, listen, it doesn't come a time where I don't think about it, right? There does not come a time I don't think about it. But, you know, hearing about friends that pass away from doing hard stuff like that, man, and even in the recent case with Kevin Samuels passing away, we don't know what it was from, but, you know, it's one of those things that encourages people to make life changes afterwards. But yeah, I did partake of the fruit.
So we have a cocaine addict over here trying to talk stuff about other people, claiming other people are unworthy of leadership when he's a whole tweaker. And it's really strange, too, because he goes out on benders for weeks. Boy, be gone.
Yeah, it was bad, bro. We be waking up in a whole other fucking states, my nigga. Like, it was bad, dude. Like, listen, I mean, when you're in that kind of environment and you're with those kind of people, you're just along for the ride. I don't know what else to tell you, man. You're just along for the ride. The shit's fun. You just moving around. We wake up in a different room in a fucking hotel. Listen, it just is what it is. As long as you're back on Tuesday for work, you're good to go.
Leaning, zombie mode, thriller.
But they get down with that shit real quick, real easy.
Look at his eyes.
Man, the kind of shit that goes on in those rooms, you wouldn't be able to look at that nigga the same. You say, man, this is the dude that shows up in a suit every day to work. He seems like a put together guy, but behind the scenes, he's...
Look how deeply he snorted. And if you've seen this boy's nostrils, this boy can sniff a whole key of coke in one go.
Hey, listen, I can't get up that high, but I definitely, bro, my lines were fat as fuck, bro. My lines were fat. I would even jack, dog. These nostrils can sniff. I'm done. Listen, guys. Here's another thing. You use these, all right? You use these, and you kind of just roll them up, right? You kind of roll them up, and then however thick you roll them up, it basically depends on what you're gonna take in, right? So just freaking saying it. Just, I mean, that was funny though.
This man's nostrils are enormous. It's funny how the ugly YouTubers seem to link up together. It's quite amazing. There's unity among the ugly community. Beautiful thing. But look at this boy's nostrils. He'll sniff you broke. I don't even know if I could afford his cocaine addiction with nostrils that damn big.
I spent a lot. I spent a lot of
You doing all that shit?
Wait, we got Nostradamus. Nostradamus. It's a Nostralapic. All right, go. I'm going.
You know, because you're doing that with them. I got no shit about it because I know I ain't shit.
He finally said it. I'm going to replay that one more time. Because he finally told the truth. One time. Here we go. Listen to him.
Because I know I ain't shit.
I do too. We got Kent Sniffy Jr. over here. Kent Sniffy Jr. Woo, we going in. Oh, there's so much more to come. Same sending your thoughts, questions, comments. Support the work. We done went ahead and put together the whole presentation for you. I know you've been waiting for it. Oh, we even got a trizz for you
We've been waiting for a minute.
Fans, aka stands. Now, here's a comment from this psychopath's little miniature YouTube channel. He has a little miniature YouTube channel, and the only reason it gets any views is because he likes to mention the big homie. So he needs to go ahead and send me a...
That's wrong. Okay, first of all, that's cap. Part of the reason why we blew up initially, if you Mason may know, all right, was because of these two bozos right here. Right here, okay? Stop taking credit for their work, Lord Marquad. We know you like to steal their freaking ideas for their shows, but don't try to steal their thunder. They helped build this channel. By Duke and Don clowning on these two bozos, they built our freaking channel. Not talking about you. We only started talking about you not too long ago, my nigga. Don't take credit for what Fresh and Fit did. I mean, come on, dude. Like, stop. You're capping right now. You know it.
Check. He owed me some bread. Now, here's a comment from a young lady who is one of my former fans. Used to DM me on IG. And baby, if you want to come home, you can come back home. You dig? She writes, quote, meaning exact words. I'm confused. 4 days ago, you were giving him props. What happened? Is it because he blocked you and you're in your feelings? Wow. So this ain't Marquad Devon Burton talking. This ain't me defending myself. This is a female who, in fact, is currently not even a fan of mine. On his channel.
Oh, well, first of all, how do we not know that she's not a fan of yours? For all we know, she could be a fan of yours. I mean, I respond to everybody. But what Millie here was referring to was this original video that I put up about Lord Marquad when we first talked about him, right? Because here's the thing. This was around the time where everyone was talking about that photo he had with Kevin Samuels. He pulled up on him after he had not a live stream. He dropped a video basically dissing Kevin Samuels. Now, all of a sudden, when you finally run into him, right, you're all of a sudden just now friends. You're all of a sudden now just taking selfies. Everyone in the manosphere thought it was weird. Everyone covered it, right? But once you guys got to understand, especially about this channel, because people don't understand when you're trying to be fair, and people don't understand that because the YouTube, the internet space, a lot of people aren't used to fair criticizers, right? Now, when I criticized Lord Marquad in this here video, essentially, I wasn't dissing him or anything like that. First of all, I barely even knew about him when I did this video. I was just talking about what everybody was talking about, right? And when he was making the comparisons about Kevin Samuel's speaking engagements versus his speaking engagements, and then his being real and Kevin Samuel's being fake, okay, I give him props for that, right? I even give him props for how he speaks, and I will still give him props for how he speaks because he's an eloquent salesman selling you guys on the bullshit he basically conjured out of his ass. Now, here's the thing, right? Listen, constructive criticism means you give the constructive part about what the person's doing, right? And then you give the criticism aspect of it, right? I give you a constructive opinion to help build you up, then I give you things that you can improve upon. That's what it is. So in that video, that's what I did. And when people on the internet space, like, and Millie Thomas is not, anything to you. It's just, how a lot of people think about the internet space. When you come in, a lot of people have this binary kind of thinking. You're either for and you're against, right? And they want you to fall in either category. So when people come in to our channel, because they're not used to people fairly criticizing someone, when they hear a constructive side of the criticism, they think, oh, you're probably a fan of Lord Marquad, right? And then when they hear the criticism part, like what could be improved on, they instantly think that you're a hater, and they'll call you a sellout, they'll call you a clout chaser. That's the internet, and that's the stupid at work right there. So what Lord Marquad right now is describing is the stupid at work. When people think that, when they come in, they think that you're either for one side or the other. Hey, listen, Lord Marquad, I don't hate you. Like I like this. Actually, all this shit is fun to me. Like I love doing this. But realistically, just because I'm criticizing you doesn't mean I don't have questions, bro. Like just because I'm criticizing you does not mean that there aren't things that I find interesting that are actually good qualities, right? Hence being able to finesse your investors to basically get into where you are right now. And we'll talk about that in just a second, guys. There's a lot to go deep into, but like that's what it is. I can basically criticize someone by also bigging them up. That doesn't mean I hate them, right? If I hate them, I would only talk bad about them and nothing positive. And see, that's the internet thing that screwed a lot of people's minds up. They think just because you say one bad thing, you hate them. No, a real hater, and there are real haters out there, would just talk shit nonstop, and it will just pile on and pile on. We don't do that. When we criticize you, but we also give the good, right? We're not out here hating people. It's not our jobs to do that, all right? I get it. A lot of your fanboys don't understand the difference. It's mature business over here. I get it, all right? But that's to Millie's point, and that's what he does a lot of times. So this video I clipped because a lot of it was just repeating the fact about my nose and my facial features and all that stuff like that. And then he goes into the comment section of my channel just to go ahead and grab comments to make a point. Like, why are you grabbing other people's comments on my channel to make a point? Like, why are you doing that? Like, why don't you just answer the damn question? But it goes to show you this, all that time, all you standboys that are watching right now, all that time he spent not answering any one of these questions that I levied here today, or not today, but in that video, right? He spent that time basically looking through my comment section, okay? He spent time looking through my comment section instead of responding. He made all y'all dumbasses wait. And while he was making y'all wait, this man was in my comment section, literally grabbing screenshots. Get the fuck out of here. And you see how he's covering up my channel name right here. If you guys, those of you guys who can go follow his Patreon or who came from his Patreon have already watched that situation, right? Essentially, the reason why he's covering up because he doesn't want anyone to mention my name, period. All right? If you mention my name, it's a problem. He doesn't want that. So he basically said anyone that mentions Duke Don's name, essentially you get banned or they block you off the platform. So that's what he's did. And the reason why he doesn't want you to know my name is because you're about to basically see why. I exposed him. I mean, this janitor right here is about to clean this motherfucker out. Hands down. Let's go.
Asking him, why is it you were sucking this man's ball sack? And then all of a sudden you get all angry after you've been sucking his ball sack as a fan. Yeah, that's my whole point, Saints. You will never hear a person who has a sincere gripe with Marquette Devon Burton.
That's cap. You capping motherfucker. You will never hear not one person that has an actual gripe against you. Come on. Now you're lying. You're lying. I find that so hard to believe, Lord Marquad. Come on, bro. What do you think this is, dog? Come on, dog. Like, come on. This is ridiculous.
Because everything I've done is verified, true, and at the root of it is kindness and consideration.
A few inches later.
But in his case, he's talentless and ugly. That's a bad combination. You see, like, for example, Kim Kardashian.
I added that in. He was like, y'all got that? He was just like, it's all love and kindness. And then he's like, insulting me in the next fucking sentence. Like, come on, bro. This guy's a one big talking giant contradiction. He's a clown.
Kardashian, she talentless, but she not ugly, so she can get by and slide. But he's ugly, talentless, and broke. It's a bad combination. You feel me? Probably got his backside ran through.
Sean is back. Wait, this man is giving advice on how to get girls with a laugh face emoji.
Oh, bruh, it's hilarious, too, because he has a dating podcast. You've never seen one girl on the dating podcast. Strange.
You know what? About the dating podcast, he's right, but he's wrong. We don't technically have a dating podcast. Like, this is, like, I mean, realistically, I don't like to talk about women. I would just be outright. Like, it's just boring, bro. Like, women, I love you. Trust me, babies, I love you. But I don't like to talk about you all freaking day like these manosphere dudes like to, okay? And here's the thing. we have conversations with women. Matter of fact, that was like majority of our show when we first started. But the thing is, I listen to my analytics, aka you guys, and what they're telling me is the conversations that we have with women, you guys don't actually like that. You guys prefer me coming up here and clowning idiots like this. And it says in the views, right? So that's what we said. We admitted clout chasers. Like, we will run full steam ahead. But you sitting here saying, oh, well, you're a dating platform. You've never had girls. Oh, come on, dude. I think you're pushing it way too far, my guy. Listen, you know for a fact that we have girls out there. Just go to our previous episodes, and we can get girls at any point in time to come on our episode. I just choose not to because it's like, why? Like, they don't get me the views. So what? I mean, look at other channels that have women included into it, like yours. You don't get as much views as Fresh and Fit. Now, do you? And you didn't used to do that before. All of a sudden, you got a table just like Fresh and Fit. You literally have a dude that looks just like Fresh on the fucking platform with the girls having the same exact conversation. That's all you manosphere guys do. Have the same exact fucking conversation. How many times can y'all come into the same space and listen to the same bullshit day in and day out? Like, shut the flying fuck up. Come on, dog. Like, but you know, we'll give him point for that. Let's go.
James is back with his third cash app. He said, no, F&F and Angry Man are both frauds. In my opinion, time will tell. Mitchell is back, and he said, peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints. Oh, here we go. Let's talk a little bit more about these stands. All of the people who hate the saint and the sinner don't have sincere hatred. They're just hurt because they were blocked. This one right here, her name is Nelly Child. This is a female, perhaps. You never know. There's so much dishonesty and anonymity on the internet. She writes, quote, I was banned from the Saint and the Sinner channel. Aw, poor thing. Now you're mad. And what he doesn't realize is he's Joe Biden. No one really likes you. They're just going because they're in opposition to my camp.
Whoa. Oh, okay now. Okay, come on now. Come on now. If you're going to sit there and call me Joe Biden now, listen, apparently, according to your policies, I can't be Joe Biden because Joe Biden has cufflinks. Okay, he has cufflinks. I don't have apparently wearing cufflinks makes me pretending to be rich, right? So I mean, clearly this is a guy who most people would say high value, right? Well, he's wearing cufflinks, so apparently I can't beat Joe Biden, right? And listen, if you're trying to make the comparison that you are gonna be Trump as well, that's not the case, because if you really look at it, realistically, Trump also wears cufflinks. So I like, what? So are you trying to insinuate that I'm your Joe Biden to your Trump? Because if that's the case, we can't be both, because like you and I can't be those two people because they both wear cufflinks, and that would mean that we're pretending because you don't wear cufflinks apparently, right? Come on, dude. You see how this guy's argument just says to go south? All right, so now he's about to go into my LinkedIn profile. So let's see what he has to say from that.
That's where you get the people who are around you. You don't have any people who really mess with you. Now, here's the thing. We're going to talk about who he really is. I brought in the era of when people use real names and YouTube, use the real facts of their real life. His name publicly is Drew Ducka. But here's the funny thing. He's actually Nigerian, and this is a fake anglicized name. This is not his true name. I know. Have my team research it. Further, when you look up Drew Ducka, there's no information, there's no photos, there's nothing. He's like a ghost on Google because it's a fake name. He is a Nigerian masquerading as an African American. Hey, lo, buddy, don't steal my culture, homie. You know, use your culture, homeboy. And you can tell because when you listen to his English, it doesn't sound quite right. When you listen to his slang, it don't add up quite right. Huh?
But I've always had an accent, though. I don't freaking get it, bro. Like, how is that a bad thing to have an accent? I'm a first-generation Nigerian, bro, in America. Of course I'm going to have an accent, okay? I come from the world before this world. What are you talking about, bro? And when I come in here, I do my best to assimilate. And it's not that I'm actually trying to talk American. I grew up here since I was 8 years old. I've been with the people around me, and the culture has infected me. So the way I'm speaking obviously is tailored because coming here at such a young age, you're better apt to absorb the culture, absorb the culture, right? So that means when you try to pronounce things, it doesn't sound quite right? I mean, just like people who come from immigrants from anywhere. I mean, I don't get this, bro. Everyone has accent, and we're a multicultural chat. I mean, people that we've had on here who call in, y'all have accents too. So I don't get like you coming at my nationality, like what does that have to do with anything? And speaking of nationality, look at this fucking one thing that I want to cover here, because this is the only thing that pissed me off out of the whole live stream, is this particular Nigerian right over here, right? This dude. Now, you guys remember the first video I covered about Lord Marquad. Essentially, the only thing that really pissed me off about that one video that he responded back to me but took down before this one, this guy right here, and I noticed the last name. Listen, one thing about Nigerians, we can spot each other like that. Like, based off of your name, we know who the fuck you are. All right, we know who the fuck you are. And when I saw his name, I'm just like, damn, bro. The first thing that came into my mind is there's an actual Nigerian falling for this nonsense. Like, there's a Nigerian right now who's paying this guy. Essentially, look at his super chat. He's saying tuition for the war efforts. He's literally paying an active scammer to come after his own person, which I find ridiculous, but also interesting, right? So that was the only thing that if I had a real problem, it would be that particular part right here of his whole stream, is that, like, your own people, bro. It be your own people sometimes, you know?
Baller alert. Michael writes, peace to the saints, sassing over everything. Light him up, big homie. Tuition for the war efforts. Oh, and there's more to come.
This is Michael.
Damn, you little ugly face rascal. When you look at a rascal with a face like this, doesn't make you think, I wonder what his mother looks like. Now, number one. He claimed that he's a technologist. He claimed that he's enough of a technical whiz kid, a technical businessman, a founder and entrepreneur to assess what I've done. Comedy, let's see who he really is. Roll that footage. Education, University of Dubuque. What the fuck is that?
It's a private school in Iowa. How do you not know Dubuque University? Well, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I don't expect you to, but yeah, bro. What are you talking about? It's in Iowa.
What in the fuck is Dubuque? You are not on my level, boy. I'm a valet. You know, I valet cars. Huh? You are the one who parks the valet car. Understand the difference. You went to University of Dubuque. We don't know what the hell that is.
It's a private school in Iowa.
I went to top universities. We don't compare. Further, I give you some credit if you had the decency to graduate. Look at those dates. It says 2012 to present. This man has not even gotten a degree. He is degreeless, credentialless, letterless. He is a fool.
Okay, so now we get why he's acting like he doesn't know Dubuque University. Okay, Dubuque, are you trying to say that just because you went to a fancy Ivy League, or I don't know if John Hopkins is a Ivy League school, but these big name brand schools, is it just because you went there, are you trying to use that as a flex? Listen, bro, some of the most educated people, the most smartest people, the most wealthy people that you look up to didn't finish out. So, I mean, I don't get what I really don't get what this guy is talking about. But hey, more perfection from Lord Marquad over here.
Purporting to be a wise, knowledgeable man. So how is a man who literally... I don't
do that. I literally call myself stupid all the time. I do not act like I'm smart. I do that at all. You already know I say I'm stupid. Like, people who say that they're smart are pretty freaking dumb. Now, I'm just saying.
And have the decency and the wherewithal to complete a degree, a basic degree, not an advanced degree, a mere bachelor's. It says 2012 to present. Y'all think he's still enrolled? That's 10 years. That's a 4-year degree. My guy is 10 years in.
So just because I haven't updated my LinkedIn profile or the education part, it means that I'm still in school? Are you dumb? Like, how you see how like the talking points he tried to like pitches to his audience and shit, and they eat that up? Like, really, listen, if you're gonna say that, people can say the same about your situation, right? But realistically, obviously not. And guess what? When you go into work at a job and they look at your LinkedIn, matter of fact, some of the job the job I have right now comes from my recruited from my LinkedIn profile. So realistically, even employers have the foresight to know that, yeah, obviously he's still not currently going to school. Like, I mean, come on, Lord Marquad, you know better than that. Like, hold on. Before we even do that, I actually have my LinkedIn profile pulled up here. Let me grab this real quick, because this is, I mean, he wants to pull up the LinkedIn profile. Let's pull it up, and I'm gonna break down a couple things to you guys. So here's the thing. Let me make it larger here, guys. Please hit the like button. Likes are free, so is the show. All right, there's my LinkedIn profile. Oh, guys, okay, here's the thing. And part of the reason why I didn't want a whole lot of my information out in the first place, because at the time, and I recently just left this job when I started with the school, I was a state employee. Like I did mainframe work with the state of Wisconsin. So a lot of that, actually, that's part of the reason why I stopped doing it was YouTube, because we essentially got doxxed, and there were a lot of things that didn't go quite well. But I worked in IT, I worked in mainframe when I was working with the state, which wasn't too long ago. But before that, I was an omni-channel technician with Verizon, and then before that, I went to school for at University of Dubuque, the school he pretends not to know, for aerospace engineering. And then I have my other licensing and certifications to help me in the jobs that I have right now, which is being desktop engineering for the school. So now, and it's also state owned, so there are lots of things going on here. So, like, guys, listen, like, I don't get this. For someone who didn't finish out, this isn't really bad. So what does that say about you? Like, realistically, what does that say? It means that a lot of times people waste money trying to get things that you can honestly just get with experience or the right certificate, right? So that's basically it. If anything, I'm a fucking living example that you should be taking notes from. But speaking of living example, you went to school, went to Johns Hopkins and all these different things, but you went for the easiest degree that you could ever take. You went for teaching, my nigga. Like, teaching. That's so freaking easy. Like, it's not even funny. You went to teach, and you were so good at teaching. You were teaching while you were going to school. Oh, go fucking figure. On the job work. But you know what I find interesting? When you started your company, you also had a co-founder, right? And you remember what I said? When you say certain things and you try to use certain things as argument, you don't want to do that, because the same thing can be used on you. Fletch app is his company, right? As you guys can see here, that he has it listed. This guy, Adida Hilan, is one of the co-founders of Fletch app. Okay, now obviously when you look at this profile, you could tell it probably hasn't been updated for a while. But if we scroll through and kind of look at a few things here, right? This is the Fletch app, the experience. Look at the date. This is when the company started, January 2014 to present. It's been 8.5 years. Now, going off of Lord Marquard's logic, do you still believe that this guy is still employed at this company based on the fact that it says present? Well, clearly, no. And those are you guys who already do the research by actually, just Googling the website or going onto the website. The website doesn't exist because the company doesn't exist anymore. So how can this guy still work at a company that doesn't exist? You see how this shit can be used against you, Lord Marquad? This guy bullshits his audience for almost an hour, but don't worry, we're not even close to being done. This video is a lot, my people, but it just goes to show you that a lot of shit that he tries to use as an insult, I mean, his own co-founder of his fraudulent company still says he works there. Go fucking figure, my guy. Let's continue.
My guy. Now compare yourself to the big homie, since that's what you like to do. The big homie left high school at 16, little buddy. The big homie was a junior in university at age 18. When everybody else was graduating high school, I was in my junior year of an elite university.
Congratulations.
And not only did I get my bachelor's while being a bachelor and a P, I did it in 3 years at an elite university, then went to another elite university, got another degree while teaching full-time and founding a nonprofit. There are levels. Now notice on his LinkedIn, he has a fake name and he has a fake university listed because he ain't even graduate. Says he's been there for 10 years.
You guys can Google Dubuque. It's a real university. You can Google that shit. I'm there. I don't know what else to tell you. Google all that shit. And again, he's trying to use that present thing because I didn't update it as an argument. We just proved that his own co-founder still has the same thing there. Like, come on, bro. Use common sense. But we know him and his followers don't. That's why this stream was funny, but kind of pathetic.
With no degree. We know he's not still there. He's just using that to try to look good. Huh? Now, what's the strategy of haters? We gonna go through it. Number one, they tell lies. When you're talking about someone who is real, the only thing you can do is to lie. Number two, they try to create doubt. They create doubt by asking questions that you cannot get the answer to. They say, oh, well, why doesn't he show you the code from his technologies? I want to see every line of code. What kind of sense does that make? No one's going to show you the code from their technologies. So they try.
And why? Like, literally, I said we can do this on the back end too, my dude. Like, really, if you want, I have projects that I'm working on right now. I have applications that I'm working on actively right now. I can show you the source codes if you want to go tit for tat. I have a whole bunch of folders regarding that stuff, bro. I don't even have to show you one of the main things that we're using. I can just show you a portion of it. But like, realistically, don't act like that's not a thing that people can't do. I can review your codes easy, bro. If it's your app, you just need to show me certain things. You know what those things are, or you should know what those things are to prove that it's legitimate. Come on. And here's the thing. What he tries to do is basically he preys on the ignorance of people not really knowing what this is to really come after him or question him, right? It's no different from like, listen, he's preying on people to be idiots. That's essentially what he's doing. So let's continue this because there's a lot.
Create doubt, and then they spread misinformation, which means they say things that they know are lies and they try to repeat them over and over. And
it's funny because we can say the same about you right now, and we will.
Gonna go through the examples.
Hey, Michael's back with another $50.
Baller alert.
And he said, damn, embarrassing and shameful. He doesn't represent us Nigerians. RT.
Nah.
Peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints.
Nah, you don't represent Nigerians, nigga. Like, just seeing this, you don't represent our people. Our people don't fall for this nonsense. Shame on you, Michael. Shame on you. Olodo, Umumu. Shame on you. You're paying this guy to come after a fellow Nigerian. You know for a fact we don't fall for this shit. Like, this is honestly the only part of the live stream that really pissed me off. Sometimes it be your own people. Sometimes it just be your own people. Like, which is just interesting and disheartening to see, right? Especially as a fellow Nigerian. This guy thinks he represents Nigerian. Like, that's dumb. How are you supposed to be Nigerian and you're falling for a scam? You're falling for an obvious scam. And I'm going to prove all of that here today. Michael, you do not represent us. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Real talk. Oh, I agree. Burn him down. Yeah. Now check this out. The man is a liar. Here's lie 1006. The man is a liar. He claims he has fans, but he's actually bought all of his fans. He paid cash money. How do we know? If you look right here, it says that, and can you move the super chat off real quick? Look at this. It says that he has 11,000 people like his page. 11,000. That's significant, isn't it? But if you look at the reviews, there's one review. Now, I can do math, and I can extrapolate. How do you have 11,000 subscribers and one review? That does not add up. But we're going to continue on and show you the evidence that he's a liar trying to make himself look like he's someone he's not.
Reviews are up to people who choose to make reviews, my nigga. You guys have Facebook accounts. Go onto the Facebook, go on there, you see real comments, you see real likes, you see real all that stuff. It's just, I mean, it's not a business, it's a freaking podcast, dude. So I guess, I mean, what do you leave a review about? I mean, it is what it is. And here's the thing, guys, that podcast initially, it just recently got changed to Duke and Don, right? If you scroll through on Facebook, I'll let you guys see that for yourself because I don't want to cut too much in time. But go to that Facebook right now. If you got to open up another tab, use it. Type in Duke and Don podcast. If you scroll all the way down, you'll notice that Duke and Don used to be Deviant Core. That's something I've been saying for a long time for those guys who've been followers from day one. Deviant Core podcast initially, well, that's how we started out with, and then all that stuff, the reviews and stuff, it was completely different. So when we talked about Deviant Core, were like motivational stuff, money and finance, something that, you know, obviously it's hard to cultivate that kind of audience here on YouTube because a lot of YouTube guys, especially guys in the manosphere, when you're in it to do motivational stuff to help men, they'd much rather listen to dumb shit than stuff on Facebook. So you would notice how when we started, the most viral video we had talking about COVID to where we ended, you know, some of this stuff is just we got shadow banned, man, and we moved over platforms. We knew at the over time we weren't getting the love that Facebook initially was showing us. So then we had the bumps, we had to bump platforms, and that's why we came to YouTube. And YouTube pays. It is what it is. So let's continue.
He's a liar.
Okay, we have Tommy said, peace to the Saints. These punks need to catch these Saint hands.
Yeah.
Maybe we should set a boxing match for these haters.
Well, Tommy, I want
I accept. Hey, the cheapest ticket is only $900. Now, let's do it. It's only $900. Let's make it happen. I'll fly his ass down here. Come get this fade.
you to know that boxing is a gentleman's sport. He's not a gentleman. Further, boxing, when you box someone, you have a level of respect. You heard me? But some people need to be stomped out. And where I'm from, we give a fair fade to the homies. We call it a friendly fade. But if we don't know you, if you ain't from the neighborhood, we don't really mess with you like that, we might just max you out.
Friendly fade doesn't sound like a thing.
And that's what he deserves. You caught up?
I am.
And he's an ugly, dirty bum. Now, look at these teeth. Look at this bottom row of teeth. Now, if you had any amount of money, you would get these goddamn row of teeth fixed. What in the hell if he bite into a sandwich, it'll look like a puzzle piece. These crooked ass teeth.
That's actually kind of funny. And he's right? Dizzy. No, nigga, like, I don't want to spend money on dental work. My teeth looks fine as it is. Like, I mean, listen, yeah, my bottom may be crooked, but my smile is still nice, my nigga. Like, what are you talking about? Like, listen, like, that's barely noticeable. Like, why would I'm not insecure about my teeth? I'm not insecure about my nose either. I'm not even insecure about my fucking hairline. So the fact that you're talking about all these different things, you're acting like that's something someone should be insecure about. And that's another thing you guys should really understand about these guys. When they're going after the personal looks, listen, I don't get what you wanted me to do. Like, you're talking about my nose being fat. What do you want me to do? Get surgery? I'm not going to get surgery because I like my nose. Listen, I like me and who I am as me because I know for a fact no one else can be me. So I see my features when I look in the mirror. I don't see crooked teeth. I don't see a big nose. Motherfucker, I just see me. And that's how a lot of y'all should be getting to a place where you should be viewing yourself, not it's looking at your imperfections or what other people may consider your imperfections and just looking at them as a part of you. We have such a fucked up mentality right now where a lot of people who don't really like who they are, so they go through certain extremes to change it. You don't have to do that. You just have to be at peace with yourself. I'm at peace with myself. I've been through a lot of shit in my past, and Lord Marquad knows that. But realistically, coming out of that, I understand how to appreciate myself a lot more because going into that, I didn't know who I was. And you won't really find out until you pick yourself up after you've been through a hard place. I did. So I'm able to look in the mirror every single day and laugh and be happy about it and be proud of this particular vessel that I inhabit, because every single day I'm alive is another day somebody else didn't get that goddamn opportunity. So why would I waste my time being worried about something like a little crooked teeth or a big nose or a fucked up hairline? I don't care. I wake up in the morning, bro. I know what my why is every single day. And I push for that. God damn whatever other people think. And y'all need to start having the same attitude. It's this insecure mentality that guys like that have that make other people feel insecure. So when you were covering that video talking about, I'm making other guys feel insecure, this is what you're doing. Because personally, I don't care about that. People in the chat know. We have people who make profiles about my hairline. We have people who make profiles about every aspect of my body, bro. And I laugh with them, and I don't ban them like you would if that was you, right? I let them in the comments. And some of y'all right now know that. So why do we do this? Is because we don't really have like hate or anger or anything like that. We just really just we don't care, right? Because those stuff is it's like petty compared to the real shit that goes on out there. And that's what it is. Guys like that make you focus on the looks, focus on all that rather than focus on the actual problem, which is confronting this fake ass scam ass company, right? They're the ones that try to distract you. And a lot of times, listen, how many of your audiences right now aren't walking around thinking that they have big noses, right? How many audiences right now are not walking around with crooked teeth? If he's talking about me in this manner, imagine what he'd do to you. Like realistically, since you're on the same boat, if you're the one who has crooked teeth like me, because I got crooked teeth, right? Look how crooked my teeth is, right? If you're in the same boat as me, or you out there as a black man, you got a big nose, guess what? This is what he thinks of you at the end of the day, because he isn't that, so he thinks that that's something to criticize. Hey, listen, not everyone has to look damper and like handsome Squidward like you do. I don't want to look like handsome Squidward. I want to look like me, my nigga.
He got down here. And what makes a bad matter worse is he then got this nappy ass beard. Who in the hell got a nappy beard and nappy eyebrows? Somebody let him brush his face. This man needs to wake up and brush his goddamn face. And I'm a put in a couple of dollars for the teeth whitening personally. And look at this big ass nose with these crackhead nostrils. This man will sniff us all up. Matter of fact, he might not even catch the fade. He might just sniff me into his nostrils and trap me for my life. And furthermore, why he don't have the goddamn decency to do something with this damn hairline? Why he got the Stephen A. Smith special? Why is...
Because I'm the Stephen A. Smith of the manosphere. Like, I've already been donned that moniker. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, recognize, nigga, the Stephen A. Smith. Lessons from a pimp, nigga. No, I am the Stephen A. Smith of the manosphere. I mean, everyone knows that by now. I mean, thank you for acknowledging me. I appreciate that. Lord.
What in the... Look, you're ugly. You're ugly. And that's what I told you. It's only ugly and broke people who have anything to say.
I'm so ugly, guys.
And yeah, this is a real picture. Somebody asked me, did you Photoshop this? Hell no. It's a real picture of him on his Facebook. What kind of weird ass person is he? Now, what I'm trying to figure out is, look, see, I'm a masculine man.
Weird.
You trying to imitate me in everything you do, and we're going to go through that part too, little buddy. But what kind of shit is this? Who signed off on this? Whose man's is this? I don't even know how you had the nerve to pose for this. And then when you saw it, your ass was dumb enough to post it. Who in the hell's man's is this?
The same person that thought it was okay to post this shit. I mean, like, Lord Marquad. Oh, what are we talking about here, my nigga? Like, listen, you do the same thing. And realistically, y'all want to know the story to that photo and the whole catalog of that? I was modeling for that, which is weird because he calls me ugly, but that was actually done by a actual photographer that does that. He actually teaches too. But realistically, yeah, he asked me to model for that. Not only that, there's a whole catalog that I did. So if I'm ugly, how am I able to do that? If you're gonna show that piece, at least go through the whole catalog. But it wasn't just that, but you happen to choose the one that seemed most like yours, right? More like this shit. So excuse me, if you're gonna come after me for that, I mean, what is this? Whose man is this? Like what is this? Right? Come on, bro. Like, listen, as much as you like to deny it, Lord Marquad, you're a fan. It is what it is. You're my biggest fan. It is what it is, brother.
And you think you are my pedigree? In my neighborhood, they would beat your ass for some shit like this. You misrepresenting the hood. Further, I'm trying to figure out why we got all these success coaches driving Toyotas. He's a success coach driving a motherfucking Toyota, talking about when you find out your potential, you're going to be dangerous.
You guys should actually watch that video. If you guys snoop around my Facebook, watch that video because I detail a lot of my past work. There was a dealership I used to work for, Courtesy Ford of Sauk City. And essentially what ended up happening was I got let go. And the story about how I got let go, I was a assistant to the general sales manager. So that was a really top level position at that job. Watch how I got let go. If you want to watch that video, it was very, very interesting and lets you know a lot about corporate culture and why it is that there's certain things, you know, when you're an idealist like me, sometimes it's not good to just let your stuff be known, especially when it comes to your employees, right? Essentially, it was a whole situation. I broke that down, and That was me when I talk, you guys know, for those of you guys who were there for that 7-hour and 45-minute live stream that I did, right? We can get real conscious. Like, we can get deep into conversations. And part of that conversation includes that right there. Because when you start to really think, and when you start to really understand things, you become a dangerous threat to other people who also know your potential, what your potential could be, right? And in that particular video, I described like how my thought process, being able to think differently, basically cost me my career, right? Where when you try to bring change to something too fast, when there's an establishment that isn't ready for change, they would much rather cast you out than change themselves while living in misery. That's just how it is, okay? But at that point, I was making a shit ton of fucking money. And listen, bro, like literally, I was how old? I was like 20 years old at that point. And my earnings were like 6 figures. I was making 130 something, 30, was it 35 or 36? I had to look at my returns for that year. But I was making a fuck ton of money. That was like into my freaking career as an assistant to the general manager, bro. Like that was huge. That was a lot of money. And who can say that at that age? Who could say that they were doing what I was doing at that age? Oh, and by the way, that's not a Toyota. That's a Lincoln. If you were in Wisconsin or you were in Chicago, anywhere in the Midwest, everyone knows that any real person who's a fucking salesperson, they drive Lincolns. All salesperson, especially if you come from the car business, the insurance business, majority of them drive Lincolns out here, bro. Like, come on, you got to get with the program. You can't really, especially here in Wisconsin, you can't really call yourself a salesperson if you're not really a car salesperson, realistically, if you're not really cruising around in one of these. It's a Lincoln, Impala, Buick, not Enclave, there's another one. The Buicks LaCrosse, the LaCrosse, and the not the Enclaves, the what do you call it? Anyways, those cars, literally, that's the number one thing. I'm a sales guy, bro, through and through. A Ford sales guy at best, my dude. So we driving Lincolns out here. We're not driving Toyotas. Like, I wish I had a Toyota right now, but nah, your boy drives Lincolns, homie.
Bro, you ain't got no potential. Yes, indeed. Now, mind you, here's the funny thing. Now, he has tried to question my business pedigree and background, which is ironic because you can literally watch videos where there are governors in a public gala trying to convince me to headquarter my corporation in their state so they can get the tax money. I mean, come on now.
That's cap too, and I can prove that's cap. They weren't trying to get him to headquarter this company at his state. None of that. Matter of fact, his company has very interesting origins, and I'll break that down to you. He never actually really had an office, people. It's a lie, okay? And those conventions he's talking about, like in China, oh, they wanted me to open up a company in China. They wanted me to open up a company in Seoul. All these different places. That's cap. All those places he's listing off as he went there, they were all conventions where he went to try to pitch Fletch app to go ahead and get money. That's all it was. No one was trying to get him to headquarter anyways, because if they did, he'd be headquartered there right now, and Fletch app wouldn't be a defunct, non-existent company if they wanted you to headquarter there, which is a lie, dude. Stop freaking lying. You know what you were there for. You were there to pitch your bitch-ass company, and no one gave you money, at least any real investors, because they realized that your money, your business has no way of generating any cash flow or even new audiences. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, we'll prove all of that after this video.
If that don't say something to you, come on, what will? Huh?
Colin said, sheesh, peace to the saints.
You did. Now check this out. You got a 9-to-5er who has the nerve to try to act like he understands business. If you understood business, you'd be a businessman. If you understood business, you'd be an entrepreneur like the big homie. You'd be doing live sessions in the middle of the day because you get to have it your way like Burger King. Huh?
I am a business owner and a 9-to-5er. Like, I mean, my cash flow wouldn't be the way it is if I didn't have one or the other, and there's nothing wrong with being both. And no, like, realistically, if I wanted to go live, I could at any point in time. I really could. I mean, not at any point in time, obviously, when I'm not working, because people have responsibilities, but I could realistically, because some days I work from home and sometimes it's chillax. So if I wanted to just flip on YouTube and go live, I can flip on YouTube and go live. That's just how this shit works, my dude. Like, I mean, I don't get how we don't know this, bro. Like, come on.
But you're at work right now, boy.
Okay, before you start that, we have Ola said, peace to the saints. You got bars and wisdom. And we have Tomoki sent money on Cash App. He said, that's what you call mother effing bars,
Yeah.
punk flex.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Somebody drop a bomb for that. Call up Flex. Tell him I'm coming through. You dig? And here's the funny thing, too. Like, you's a 9-to-5 kind of guy. My whole life, check my whole background. I was never one of them dudes that's W-9 workers. I've been a hustler my whole life, youngin'. One day you'll find out what I'm really about. Come through California and Nevada. Let me know before you come, though. I'm gonna have a welcome party for you.
I don't know what that means, bro. I hope it's not a group of people getting ready to take selfies. Okay, I don't want to be clown like you were. Okay, listen, I know Kevin Samuels is gone and everything like that. It is what it is, but I hope the welcome party isn't a group of niggas ready to take selfies, because I would have to respectfully decline. Fuck. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Why would I have time to fake the sinner? Nigga, I'm at work. What the fuck did I time to do that? Hey, see, us 9-to-5 people, okay, we got shit to do. We ain't got time. Why would I have time to fake the sinner? Nigga, I'm at work.
Nigga said, I'm at work. Now, you should be ashamed of yourself talking about a boss when you're an employee, little homie. You shouldn't even be talking to me. Send your boss to talk to me, boy. I don't talk to workers, boy. Send your boss. You know, we talk on a boss level. But right now I'm checking a worker. It's okay. Got to happen like that every now and then. But check this out. He lied to you guys and claimed that he's in the tech field. I showed you his education. He does not even have any tech education. I showed you his education. He doesn't have any education of any sort because he didn't finish his degree.
That's false. A, I do have a tech education, and B, you don't. And you claim to be in the tech world, but you're a teacher. You're a teacher. At least I'm an engineer. What the fuck are you, bro? You're a YouTuber. Like, shut the, like, what are you talking about? And yes, that's our office. Like, what are you talking about? I'm barely there. Like, you chill, bro. Like you have a teaching degree, and yet the people who took money from you, it's very, very interesting. It's very interesting, like, what lie and bullshit you had to sell them, right? Because you are not a tech entrepreneur. You had a teaching degree that doesn't even have to do anything with this field. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you don't have that background I do. That's facts. You don't have that background.
Yet he still has the audacity to list it on LinkedIn so he can appear like someone like myself who's credentialed. Huh? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with not having a degree. I'm saying there's something wrong with pretending to have a degree.
You don't have any tech credentials, period. And you admitted that yourself in a video we're going to play later.
And lying. I'm saying there's something wrong with pretending to be something you're not. I'm saying there's something wrong with being phony, but accusing other people of being what you are. This projection. Now check this out.
Javier sent tuition via Cash App.
Peace of the Saints. Shout out to those who come through by Cash App.
And before you start, we have Corey said bro is going to be on suicide watch after this.
Oh, he was on suicide watch before this. You remember that part about him sniffing cocaine? Boy, he's a cocaine addict. Now here's
we don't kill ourselves over here. I definitely did not Epstein myself. All right, if anything happens to me, let it be known now, I definitely did not Epstein myself. Period.
Crazy thing. He's a 9-to-5er, except he works graveyard shift. And you should ask yourself, well, why does he work graveyard shift? That's unusual, Marquad. Yes, it is. He has an unusual job for somebody who purports to be a tech entrepreneur, who purports to be a software engineer. Now, notice when he's at work, he said, quote, I am at work. Now, you notice he's yelling. You notice he's in a back office, what's called a back office, which is where people do administrative work. He's at a university in the university's back office after hours, yelling, meaning no one else is there. No other engineers, no secretary, no bosses, no employees, just him. Can someone make a guess on what his real job is? And no.
Oh, before you make a guess, when you work, there's something called shifts. Okay, you work shifts. And my shift usually comes second. You have first, second, third, okay? Second shift, right? I like second shift because I wake up later in the day, I relax, get my stuff going before I get right on to work. second shift. So first shift, they come in at like 7 in the morning. Like that's when majority of people come in. I can't do 7 in the morning. That's not me. I can't wake up 7 in the morning. Listen, that's too much. Okay. And they go, sometimes they leave at 4:30. It is what it is. I come in a little later than that. And then I leave a little later. But by the time I leave, everyone else is pretty much gone because they're early bird specials. You see what I'm saying? So y'all acting like y'all don't work shifts. You're acting like the people who are listening to you right now don't also work shifts and know what that means. Not everyone that's listening to you is an entrepreneur. That's cap. Like stop playing.
Notice what he's wearing. He's wearing that baseball cap that he always wears to hide that hairline. And further, he's wearing this bum ass outfit.
It's funny he says that because that outfit that he's currently wearing right now is the exact same outfit that he's wearing right now to diss me. Like the outfit I'm holding up in my actual phone in that video is the same outfit he's wearing as he's dissing me, which I find hilarious, bro. Like, do you only have like one pair of clothes where you talk about me? Like, that's weird. I mean, I thank you for showing your undying devotion to me, but like, my nigga, this is kind of weird, dog. But that's just what it is. I mean, I don't get it.
That he probably put on just to make the video. Now, somebody gets his profession. Get Juanito out of here.
I have cash up.
Get him out first.
The reason why he's kicking that person out of the chat, and this is how easy it is, because that person said our channel name, right? So for those of you standboys who come over here, you know, at least we do the courtesy of not like banning you for doing like little things, but that person is a follower of his. I was watching the chat. That person was a follower of his. He was supporting them, and then as soon as he said my name, now Lord Marquad's done with them. And that guy's probably super chatted him. That guy's probably paid him a fuck ton of money, and he just got rid of him like that because he said our name. Who's a fucking pussy, man? Shut the fuck up.
That's right. You are correct. Aphex, you are correct. This man's actual fucking job is a goddamn janitor. And me, I respect work ethic and hustle. I would never put someone down for going to work and earning a paycheck. I would never do that. But what I will definitely do 24/7, Dre, Snoop, and Devin, is let a motherfucker know if your ass is a janitor, you need to shut the fuck up and listen to the big homie so you might get a little bit of this bread, homie. And further, don't be out here lying, telling people that you on that boss level and you know things about corporations.
I do operate at that level. A lot of things about companies. That's how I was able to uncover your fraudulent scheme, which I am going to present to the audience here today. Okay. In Exhibit A, your audience, you're teaching them how to be business owners, right? You're teaching them how to be entrepreneurs and tech, whatever it is, right? And these guys weren't able to sniff out the fact that you yourself were a fraud. It took me 25 minutes to uncover your bullshit. Like 25 minutes. Like that's all it took. That's all business acumen right there. Just from researching, which is what you tell everyone else to do, right? And I'm assuming your audience and your followers, they've researched you and they know that you're valid, right? And the question that I have to ask as someone with actual business acumen is how the fuck couldn't they spot that bullshit, right? It took me 25 minutes, dog. 25 minutes to spot your crap. No, I got those acumens, bro, in spades. It's just that the business ventures I went on, some of them were successful, some of them weren't. But they didn't, I'm not saying that they gave me millions or multi-millions of dollars. No, but it helped me with cash flow to make myself comfortable. Like, that's just what it is. It's kept my income above $100,000 for years on out. It's actually, part of it is the whole reason why I'm comfortable. If I don't even have to have a job right now and I will still be fine because I'm running off the passive income that it's generating. You see what I'm saying? So, like, realistically, when you're, first of all, janitors make money, so I don't know why that's such a bad. I mean, if I was a janitor, I wouldn't mind it either, because janitors, especially at a university, janitors get paid bank, my nigga, like, and the benefits are fucking, you're gonna be set, right? But realistically, there's nothing wrong with that, but ultimately is, just because you're a janitor doesn't mean that you cannot work a full-time, what you call a full-time business. Doesn't mean that. You can do both, right? It just means more money being brought into the household, especially being a single guy. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. And I think that you should be teaching your guys to do that rather than putting all their hopes and dreams on basically attempting to be rich through your fucking bullshit e-commerce programs.
Your ass is getting chewing gum off the ground, boy. Janitor ass nigga.
Before you carry on,
You need to clean up your mouth. If you gonna clean your mouth before you talk about me. Get your jaw slapped off, boy.
we have William. This is the William from the
I'll fly you out, and you're welcome to come try.
conference who sent $50 on Cash App.
Baller alert.
He said, peace to the Saints. Had to catch this epic roast freestyle.
You
And
did.
William has met you twice in person.
Yeah, shout out to William. Shout out to the real ones who live in real life, not in the internet land. This internet ass motherfucker thought we wouldn't find out. You're a janitor.
Clearly, if you think I'm a janitor, you haven't found out what I do. You're not even close. That means you took all this time, wasted your audience time waiting for you to respond to the original questions I had on your stream to come up with this bullshit. Really? You wasted all that time, months, just to come up with this bullshit. Really? So who's the real fucking loser here? Actually, you know what? You're right. I'm a loser for covering this bullshit because it's dumb. You wasted all that time to just make assumptions about what I do. I want to know who the head of your research department is, because they need to turn in their tuition. They clearly have not learned a thing.
He trying to clean his background. That's what he tried to do. Clean his background, reinvent himself.
It seems like that's what you tried to do, and I'll expose that. I don't need to clean my background because I'm not selling anything. I don't have any motive for really doing this, but just coming out here and just doing videos, bro. Like, and that's basically what it is. If I see that you guys are on some bullshit, there it is. We gonna call it out. It is what it is, bro. But I don't even have anything. I don't have anything to sell you guys. I don't even have merch yet. We've been doing this for almost like 9 months now, and we don't even have merch yet. Other channels, they start their channels and instantly they're shilling merch, they're shilling Cash App. This guy has his Cash App on the top of his screen right now. Do you see a fucking Cash App on here? No, none of that shit. So here's someone who's actively telling you that they want your money versus someone who's just talking. Like, come on, bro. Like, you clearly are not thinking straight, Lord Marquad.
Look where the fuck I am. I ain't got time to troll you. Niggas like me are busy. And you trying to
Listen to the lie. He said, I don't have time to troll you, bruh. Yo ass then made 30 videos about the big homie. Now, you might say, Marquad, 30? Did he make 30? Yes. I got a secret to show you later on from this janitor ass Nigerian scammer. Motherfucker don't want to use his real name. What kind of phony shit is that?
I haven't scammed anyone.
unblock me so I can come in your chat and talk to you. I've been dying to talk to you, bro. Unblock me. Come on, dog.
Listen to the man. Unblock me, nigga. I've been dying to talk to you. Unblock me. You still have me blocked. Listen to the beautiful, ugly man on screen. Unblock me so we can talk, Marquad.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Wow, now that's some real nerd shit, ain't it? You on the internet begging to be unblocked. If this ain't my stand, I don't know what a stand is. If this ain't my...
So you're gonna use that as an example of me being a fanboy? Really? Me telling you to unblock me so I can come to my chat or your chat with some questions? Really? That means I'm a fanboy? Listen, if you don't, that's about it. You can leave me blocked. All right, I would prefer if you unblock me, and I would prefer your input on what I'm about to drop here today. But you still have me blocked. So after I'm done, after the janitor is done cleaning up this fucking mess you made, all right, we're also gonna basically clean up the mess you forgot to clean up and you accidentally spilled in your closet. So listen, brother. This janitor is about to get a promotion. You just keep that in mind, young Padawan.
Fan, I don't know what a fan is. Fan is short for fanatical. He looks fanatical. Let's play it one more time. He don't sound like a hoe. I feel like I got some hoes that behave just like this, saying the same shit. Just imagine him being a broad with a big booty, saying the same shit. Check this out.
Why would you imagine me being a bro with a big booty, bro? I found that weird. Like when he said that, I was like, that made me clench my butthole. Like, and it made me think twice about flying your ass down here. And I probably understand why you took that photo with Kevin Samuels, bro. Like, don't imagine me as the big booty bitch. Like, don't you ever, hey, listen, bro. Don't you ever in your life imagine me as a big booty bitch. That is just weird, bro. Like, don't do that. Oh my
Block
God.
me. Unblock me so I can come in your chat and talk to you. I've been dying to talk to you, bro. Unblock me. Come on, dog. What are you doing?
That nappy ass beard. Boy, you know what? This is what I might do. I might tie him up and torture his ass by running a comb through that nappy ass beard. I'm gonna run a comb through that nappy ass beard, be breaking the teeth off the goddamn comb. You ragged muffin ass Woo-wee. Man, you ain't on the pimping level, boy. I'm clean. Go ahead.
Rich sent in a
We'll see about that.
Nah, he ain't built like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Before
not
you
built as
carry on, we
security
have
guard.
Donovan. This is one of our moderators. Said, showing my support for this epic roast.
Oh, shout out.
Cash App. We have Adam came in via Cash App and said, hawk 'em.
Yeah, now here's the thing. I want to show you guys all the evidence on why these guys and how we know these guys want to be Marquad Devon Burton. They want to be Marquad Devon Burton. There's one thing to learn from the king. That's a beautiful outcome. But there's another thing when you get jealous of the king and you want to be the king, but you do not have kingly characteristics and you are not noble in mind and spirit. Then you bring out the warrior king to strike your ass with a sword and then leave your head impaled on a spear in my front yard.
Guys, I think Marquette's angry. I think Lord Marquard's mad, bro. Like, what the fuck was that? This nigga got poetic in just a second, bro. Like, damn, you imagining me as a big booty bitch and now you reading poems about striking me down with a sword? Hey, listen, I don't know what kind of sword you're trying to erect and strike me down with, but I don't swing that way, homie. So swing your sword somewhere else. You freaking weirdo. Like, Jesus Christ.
We have Solon said, hi, Mr. Burton. I appreciate the haters showing how they're living. Makes me not want to be like these losers. I thank the big homie and assassin. Bless.
Praise the Lord. Now look at this bum. When he first started listening to the Saint and the Sinner, this was his name on Facebook. Can anyone tell me why that sounds familiar? His name was Drew Yiddig Ducka. Can somebody tell me where he got that from? I'm going to give you time.
I got it from you. You don't need to take time. You say that.
Because one thing we know for sure is this. Yidig is something that old school players say. Yidig is not common speak in the language today. The only people who are saying Yidig are saying it because Marquad Devon Burton says it all the time. Yidig.
I know.
So he was so washed over with the ism, but it wasn't inside him, it was on him, not in him, that he even changed his name to Drew Yiddig Ducka. Then when he made his first video insulting the big homie, then he changed his name to Drew Ducka.
See, this is the assumptions a lot of these high value men make, that like everyone wants to be them. Like they're so great and they're so special. You guys are stuck in your own fucking bubble. It's not even funny. Hey, listen, guy, don't flatter yourself. I literally did that to troll you, and it worked on a master level. I don't even know. Like, I am speechless. Someone who's supposed to be this high value smart guy couldn't clearly see a troll for what it is. And if you guys don't believe me, I'm gonna break it all down for you just right now. Listen, when I changed my name, because he wants to make it seem like, oh, I've been a fan of his, and my Facebook profile has always been Drew Yiddig Duka, okay? And when I finally stopped being a fan of his, I changed it back because I was an angry stan. He got his followers to basically believe that shit, right? So listen, this is how we know that's cap, because essentially, what is it? Hold up, is my phone ringing? God damn it, hang on one second. All right, sorry about that. this guy is trying to make it seem as though that I changed my name because of him, right? So I want you guys to understand something. When I changed my name, it was just to troll him. And the reason why was, take a look at the screen, guys. When I first made a video about him, that was that Kevin Samuels video I was telling you guys about, right? Look at the date on that on the bottom screen. It says March 16th, 2022, right? You guys can clearly see it. That was the first ever video I've ever done on Marquad on this channel. We the first ever video, right? And that was him breaking down the Kevin Samuels picture, right? And after that, remember I told you, after that video, I ended up doing more digging on Lord Marquad and I had more questions, right? And when I went on his live stream and tried to basically confront him, you know, pull up to him and confront him, he blocked me, all right? And after he did, the day after, I dropped this video, which is on the 20th of March, right? The 20th of March, 2022, right? I pulled up on this YouTuber and he blocked me. That's what it is, right? So this video was when I did on him after I pulled up on a stream on the 19th, right? And after I dropped this video, I went to my Facebook profile because I know the game this guy plays. He, like, a lot of these manosphere guys, they think they're bosses, but they're very predictable. Like, you can easily predict these guys. It's not even funny, man. Like, I read him like a book. I knew he was gonna go on my Facebook. I knew he was gonna try to see if he can find any information whatsoever to dox me with. So I decided to troll him with it, and that's what it is. You guys don't believe me? Take a look at this right over here. No, just take a look at this, right? Because he wants to make it seem like I just did it. In Facebook, you have this thing where you can pretty much go back and see the history of when you changed the name, right? Literally, the video on the bottom that I dropped in the red with the red arrow pointing at it on March 20th, right? 2022. After I dropped that big video exposing his ass initially, right? The next day, Drew Ya Dig Duca, March 22nd, I changed my name to that, right? And I recently changed it back on April 18th. That was barely last month. That was barely like 2-3 weeks ago, right? And that's what you were probably waiting for before you did your video too. Just admit it, right? You were probably waiting for me to do this, change it back so you could try to lie to your audience about this point. But everyone can see in 4K that was a goddamn lie. You see, these manosphere guys like to think that, oh, well, listen, well, you know, these guys are all about me. They care about me. They were a fan, not or not. Nigga, you got trolled and you basically just put that on your whole channel thinking that we not gonna do anything. Now, everyone who super chatted you, everyone who's watching that thought you were speaking facts, literally, they just got lied to by a fucking liar. They also got trolled on a massive scale by yours truly. They should be calling me Lord Duca, motherfucker. Like, I'm doing better at your job than you are. Like, how do you fall for this easy troll? You're supposed to be smart. Like, this is what I'm talking about. But the reason why guys like that are able to fall for jokes like this is because, I mean, their ego's out of whack. Their ego's out of fucking whack, bro. And they can't stand to think that there are people out there that just really just don't care enough for them. No, bro, I didn't change. Don't flatter yourself. I didn't change my name because, you know, I'm a fan of yours. No, you actually did exactly what I expected you to do. Listen, let me tell you this, bro. In this YouTube game, you gotta understand something. When it comes to trolling and when it comes to all these different things, like, you don't get better than Duke and Don. Like, you don't get better than this channel. Like, we actually have a team. Like, a team with people who have skills, all right? And if you don't believe us, ask some of the trolls who used to be in our chat. And we only delete the trolls that fucking, like, who are putting certain things on there. But some of the ones that are still here right now, some of them that left, why do you think they're not as crazy in our chat as they are? Why do you think? Because motherfuckers can find trolls. Like, it's really not that hard. We can find it. We can find your shit, we can expose your shit, we can dodge your shit. We're like, literally, you don't get into this game without understanding how shit works. Like, you don't get into this game. See, a lot of y'all it's easy to make fake accounts and stuff like that. Like, that shit cannot be traced back to where it's found, where it came from. Like, that shit can't be traced back. Like, realistically, bro, like, this stuff, like, coming here and dealing with you guys, it's literally so fucking easy. It's almost mind-numbing. Yeah, there's a reason why we don't get trolled like we do anymore, because a lot of them get choked the fuck out. Like, we find them and we expose them. And not only that, we know where they are. Not even just trolls in the chat, trolls that come in from Instagram and shit. Like, they be thinking they just slick. Nah, bro, we found them. We found out who they are, and we let them know personally. Like, we'll go back and forth. Is this you, my nigga? And we find you. And then next thing you know, they're no longer there. So for those of you guys in the chat that are used to certain trolls being here, and you're wondering why they're no longer here, there's a reason why. Like, duking down. Don't get it twisted. The one thing I would give Marquad credit for is that there might be a few screws loose up here. I would lie. You know, no, when I blame the drugs. But I'll find you. Like, it's not that fucking hard. Like, we can trace some shit. I mean, we got skills over here, but you got trolled. You played exactly into our hands. Like, this is your leader basically playing into the hands of a lowly peasant. Like, you guys are not smart. Not at all. Yeah, you think you're smart, you're not smart.
Then he is. Nigga making a buck off my pretty face.
Okay, we have Mackendall said, these dudes are Benny Blanco from the Bronx from the movie Carlito's Way, meaning they want to be you. They don't take the time to improve their lives, instead waste time and hate. Peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints. Oh, you know what? I like to call these people Eric Holder. These are the people who killed Nipsey Hussle. This is the kind of guy who killed Nipsey Hussle. But here's the difference. Uncle Nip wasn't serious on that war tip. I'm serious about mine, you dig?
Apparently not serious enough, nigga. Like, I think this is what happens when you run into an actually serious person that's playing with you. Like, that I don't think that's what you... I don't think a lot of you YouTubers, I really don't think you really understand this shit, right? You guys, like, you're not a serious warrior anything. I don't think you understand exactly who you're dealing with, Lord Marquad. I really don't think you do. And I think soon enough you'll find out. So let's continue. This is funny.
Huh? Sad out here.
That's because you're on a different account and you had to switch.
Well, I had to switch accounts. He kept blocking me. I just want people to see, like, hey, he said he wanted to smoke. Why he keep blocking me? Why won't he answer any of the questions?
You know damn well they weren't your accounts because people in the chat checked you out and those accounts were just created. You're just trying to use that situation as an excuse. Come on now.
Simple questions, too. Nothing hard to do.
And by the way, it's not just me. I got homies lurking in the chat, too. They'll find your shit.
Now, here's the thing. The man is a real liar. Claims he has fans. You look at his live chat, there's only 30 people, and it's all moderators. This is...
Hey, guys, put in the chat how many people are watching right now.
embarrassing. Look at the chat.
We get 30 people, but if you look at our catalog of videos, we still get thousands of views. So how is that? 30 people watching, but thousands of views? No, dude, it's just that the stream times we do our videos, you know, people are still asleep. The people watch from all over the world. But at the end of the day, we still reach thousands of people.
Literally all moderators, 3 different moderators. Probably his mom, his cousin, and his partner. You guys know what kind of partner I'm
Them my homies.
talking about. Shout out to the LGBTQ, you dig?
Oh, now you're calling me gay. Okay. Okay, Lord Marquad. Hey, just accept the offer and let me fly you out of here. I know you're thinking about, you know, me and big booty bitch and shit like that, but like, hey, come on, let me fly you out. Come get this fade.
Class warfare out here. Now, how do we know it's mental illness? Because they said, well, you spent 2 hours talking about Marquad. Not more like 40 hours.
And we're going to spend another 2 talking about your ass.
Because he has dozens of videos about me. But you know what's really mentally?
I literally only have like 3, maybe 4 main videos about you. That's it. The other ones I just talk about you in passing, but that's as much as I think you deserve, realistically, Lord Marquad. But no, I appreciate you crediting me that much, but I don't follow you like you think I do.
Ill. Now pay attention to this, Saints. Trip on this. Look at this. This is his second channel. This is his other channel where he doesn't show his face, and he uses an Android voice distorting app. It's a simple app you get on the App Store to distort your voice. This is his second backup channel. This is how much time he has. I am telling you that the Nigerian scammer, known as the fake anglicized name Drew Ducka, who never got a college degree, who is a complete liar, who is an admitted cocaine addict, who is also a janitor by profession, and a YouTube scammer.
How?
He has that channel Puke and Con, where he makes a bunch of videos about me. He also has this other channel called All Dating Reviews. And this channel, he hides his face and he distorts his voice. And it's also Drew Ducka. That's mental illness.
I don't remember the name, but someone earlier in the chat when you played the first video of him speaking said this is the same guy with the no-name channel. He's like, I can tell, like, I'm 90% sure of it. Based
No,
on
it is. It is absolutely the same.
And your people are stupid. I don't know who that channel is. Actually, he was in our chat just recently. That's not our channel. Listen, I appreciate you thinking that we actually have the work ethic to actually have another channel just dedicated to you. But I want you to understand something, Lord Marquad. That's not how we operate. I don't even have the time to do this shit that I'm doing. Like, nigga, why would I want to have a channel just dedicated to you? That doesn't make any kind of sense whatsoever, bro. That's not how that works. I don't know who this channel is, but I appreciate you crediting that to me, I guess.
In person. Absolutely. And here's the sad thing. You have a whole channel that is entirely dedicated to Marquad Devon Burton. That is mental illness if I ever saw mental illness. It's called obsession.
No, that's not me. That's not my channel. I don't own All Dating Reviews. I'm pretty sure All Dating Reviews is an actual channel on its own, and you guys can hit him up. Go watch the videos. That's not my channel. But I appreciate it though. We actually got a channel called Dissecting Africa. Okay, that one is with a heavy focus on Nigerian politics, but it talks about geopolitics and things of the sort. Guys, I'll have the link posted up at the end of this video, so go ahead and check it out. Show your support there. It's all about basically talking about the politics of Nigeria. For those of you guys who don't know, Nigeria is not in a good place right now. My country's on the verge of basically falling apart. Bad leadership, low economic standards, and no opportunities for the youths that are living in that country right now. They are suffering and they need some kind of help. So what we want to let, basically the purpose of the channel is to let them know that they are Nigerians abroad who are going to be talking about those issues and simultaneously using the funds, especially funds being used from this channel, to help fund and fight those issues too as well, aka things that has a lot to do with education, healthcare, power, infrastructure, roads, things of the sort. Like, that country really needs help. No other Nigerians are really doing anything. Nigerians have given up hope, and the best thing that we can do is basically talk about the issues and make sure that a lot of people know what's going on and the death and killings that are going on with not only my people but everyone else. So guys, I've never asked you guys for anything at all from this channel, period. Okay, and the one thing I will ask you guys is to do me a favor and support the channel. Again, I would link that in the description. So yeah, that's would be the only other channel I got. I don't know where else you're talking about, Lord Marquad. I don't have any other channels, but that's right, this gender is about to clean up, okay? Because what I'm about to do here today, fellas, okay, and some of you Samson stands, go ahead and just pay close attention. I am basically going to expose the research that I did that led me to begin to ask the questions that I wanted to ask about Lord Marquad. All right, I'm about to take you guys through the journey of what I went through in researching this man, right? The long 25-minute journey that I went through just to uncover the fact that Lord Marquad is a fraud, okay? So guys, if you haven't hit the like button by this point, okay, you're enjoying the show, go ahead and do that right now. Let's make it happen, because we about to expose this man every way till Sunday. So we need them likes up right now. Let's get 100. But realistically, guys, here's the thing. That the whole video in his response to basically what the accusations that we levied against him, right? He basically, you saw it. He came at the personal attacks. He came at my hairline. Like, motherfucker, like, I give a fuck about my hairline, bro. I'm gonna go bald eventually. It's gonna get shaved off. I'm not at your age yet, so I'm not doing that. And I'm at that point that I care, okay? You want to talk about my teeth? Okay, I'm not gonna waste money fixing something that doesn't really need to be fixed. Okay, it's crooked, but it still works in terms of smile. Okay, realistically, it is what it is. If you want to talk about my nose, all right, dude, I got a big black nose. It is what it is. Like, I don't get it. Like, your followers are black, and there's some other people who are following you who may not be black but may have crooked nose or crooked teeth. Again, for those of you guys who are stand boys, if this is you, and this is what he thinks about you. Basically, all he's saying about my facial features and features that I can't control, right? This is what he's saying about you. I just like to choose to be in the camp of I like myself, regardless of which. I look in the mirror and I say, you know what? That's Duke right there. And I go off about my day. I don't look in the mirror. I don't look at my imperfections. I don't look at all these other things that are designed to make people insecure, right? Realistically, I accept those as part of me. That's just it, right? All my imperfections, that's just what makes me Duke, okay? And a lot of you guys, realistically, that's how you should start seeing yourselves. Look in the mirror, look at your imperfections, okay? If it's something that's out of your control, like height or whatever it is, man, realistically, just accept that as that's who you are. That's just what it is. I mean, it's hard to say it, you know, and other people to do it, but, you know, that's what leaders do. They lead by example. I don't, frankly, give a fuck about my features. I know who I am. I know who I am when I look in the mirror. That shit doesn't bother me. And it shouldn't bother you guys either. Guys like this typically just try to make you feel insecure because those are the things that they decide to deem important, okay? And this is how he is just in public. Just imagine how he treats his followers. And some of you guys comment in the comment section already. You guys comment on how where the likes at? Let's get the likes up, people. Come on. You guys comment on how he bans you guys from the chat for basically speaking, right? Speaking things that he may find offensive or doesn't want you guys to talk about. Like we saw in that video that he played in live stream, he actually banned multiple people for just saying my name, right? Why don't you want them to say Duke and Don's name? And I'll expose that right now because, guys, when you say my name, what's going to be happening is you're going to be drawn to this here channel. And when you come to this here channel, what you're going to see is this guy over here exposing some shit that would actually make you ask questions, right? Right? I promise you, by the end of this portion right over here, you're going to have the same questions that I had for Lord Marquad, okay? Lord Marquad, I know you're watching, okay? I know you're watching. First of all, listen, this whole big booty bitch nonsense, let's please do not imagine me like that again. It's pretty freaking weird, dude. And second of all, you're right. I am a janitor. But this janitor right here is about to clean up the mess of your past that you forgot to clean up in your closet. We expose all of that and more. So before we get into some good old-fashioned exposing, there's a video I need you guys to watch just a little bit about, okay? A video, matter of fact, you know what? Realistically, let's do this. I'm gonna actually take you through the research, and then we'll play a video that's gonna back certain things up, okay? Right? Here's the thing. Because he talks about this Forbes article a lot. He really does. He says, hey, I was listed in Forbes. The guy, Lord Marquad, is a Forbes guy, okay? I was listed in Forbes. Ask about me. Okay, cool. So we do the research and we find out that he's right. He is actually in a Forbes article, but not in the way he tries to promote it, right? It's not in the way that you would normally be in Forbes, whether it's for some major merger and acquisition or a startup of actually a pretty successful startup company, things like that, right? And this is not a successful startup company. You will find out in just a second. But realistically, yes, that's what Forbes is for, right? But when people say I've been in Forbes, things like that, this is what they're alluding to. They're trying to allude to the whole Fortune 500 nonsense, okay? But in actuality, the Forbes he's talking about was done by not a Forbes editor, but a Forbes former contributor. Now, if you guys may be asking, what is a former contributor? Well, we just got to highlight what that means. It means that the opinions expressed by Forbes contributors are their own. Now, I got to break that down again for you guys, right? Okay. A contributor isn't someone like an editor or someone who is actually working currently at Forbes, right? Where they would say something and you research it and you know it's concrete. No. That is not the case. A Forbes contributor is basically someone who probably works on Fiverr, okay? And they probably used to work at Forbes, but they don't work anymore, but they contract part-time just to earn a little bit of money, all right? And then whenever Forbes needs like filler articles that people barely read for a couple of sections to fill a quota, okay? These guys basically come in and full on a punch. Actually, if you really scroll all the way down, all right, you'll actually see where you can actually request her to do an article on you. So it's really that easy. So who's to say that Marquad didn't go through this process too as well? Now, going into this, right? Realistically, this app right here, this company, when he talks about looking me up on Forbes, he's actually talking about a company called Why Not. Okay, and Why Not was essentially supposed to be an app where you can share your Wi-Fi. Actually, it's a pretty interesting idea, right? Which I don't see the long-term feasibility because people already share Wi-Fi anyways, especially if you're friends, right? I mean, you just go to your friend's house. What's the Wi-Fi code? Okay, perfect. I don't want to pay somebody $15 a month that I don't know. And plus, connecting the networks that you don't know about. Let me just say something real quick, okay? First things first, I'm gonna just say something. Connecting the networks that you're not sure about, that's a surefire way to get people hacking your shit. Realistically, for me, all I need is to get into your fucking internet. And if I get into your Wi-Fi, bro, if I get access to your network, anything that's connected to your network, I can have access to. That's how easy that shit is. Like, real talk. You don't want to be sharing your networks out like that unless you really trust the person. I mean, but people already kind of do that. Friends, families, things like that. But realistically, I see the idea of this is just not feasible, especially for security reasons. But Lord Marquad was in this particular article for that, but not as a CEO of this particular startup. He was actually in an article because there was another lady that was here, right? And she was actually listed as the CEO. Her name is Miriam Martin, or at least that's what we think her name is. And the video I'm about to play after this, you know, it starts to explain a little bit of things, right? And guys, I want you to know something. I want you to understand something, okay? What we're about to break down here, realistically, there might be some legal implications over here. All right. So what you guys got to understand about the background of Why Not? Why Not is a company that was actually started by Marquaad. Okay. And Marquaad, he basically said that this was a company that he started in conjunction to Fletch app, because people already know Marquaad and he's synonymous with the Fletch app. And you guys already know I've already exposed the Fletch app for what it is. All right, the scam where he cobbled together he basically white labeled a company, paid monthly for the licensing, then pretended that he founded and developed that particular application, which was false. All he did was pay for the licensing for it. Then what he ended up doing to make it more of a robust thing, he incorporated something called an iBeacon. And this iBeacon was already invented. It was already in existence. It was actually built by Apple, okay? But it can be licensed by any other tech company that wants to do it. And that's what he did. And all the stuff where he talks about, well, I've been on Fox News. I've been on all this. First of all, my nigga, the video of me exposing you did way more views than you on Fox News. So go fucking figure. Anyways, it was a Fox News Ozarks. Okay, they weren't really real Fox News. It was the same thing as this bitch ass Fox News, Forbes contributor fucking list. That's no different. You pay for that goddamn airtime, right? So when you look at all that stuff and you really start to put it together, this guy essentially, what he did was, while he was working with Fletch, while he was building that, right, that was the one that actually got investments into it, right? He got a total of $250,000. Actually, I will bring that up right over here. Okay, when you go on Crunchbase, it actually breaks that down for you. Crunchbase, yeah, there it is. There's a Fletch app, and what they do at Crunchbase is they break down basically every investment that a company or startup company has received. And when you look over here, it's a total of $250,000, which was given to him by 3 investors. Now, reason why I'm showing you guys this is that while he was doing this Why Not app, which he was not the CEO of, he was right? He was actually currently doing stuff with Fletch app, right? He was already working with Fletch app. Now, essentially, what ended up happening is, and what you guys got to understand, and you'll notice this in the video that I'm going to play here, this guy, basically, the employees that are working for Why Not were also employees for the Fletch app. This guy, basically, while he was getting investments for this particular company over here, was trying to start another company, not name himself the inventor. He actually made himself an employee, which I think is funny because I thought 9 to 5 people were lame. Like, what's up, man? Like, I thought 9 to 5 people were lame, right? So he started this fictitious company in order to basically finagle his way out of basically giving up the funds that this company earned. All right. If you don't believe me, he's going to explain that in just a second. Okay. Because we've been asking, where did the rest of this money went? Where did it go? Where did it go? All right. The minute this company dissolved, because this company dissolved right around 2016, 2017, right around the time where he was trying to talk about this. And by the way, this company never got sold. He claims that it got sold. It never got sold because Forbes would list it. This company was started and dissolved. Realistically, this company was opened as a front to hide, to cover for this right here, for Fletch app, okay? Because when you guys look into this, you'll realize that the money for this totally evaporated. It was gone. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to another thing, okay? Pay attention to another thing. Let me get into full screen mode over here, okay? Pay attention to another thing. The total investments he got, $250,000. This guy claims to be a millionaire, and his claim to fame was this right here, Fletch app. The main thing that you'll find him on anything about social media, this is what he's known for. And the company itself was fake. It wasn't real, right? He used an iBeacon coupled with a white label app. That's all he did. And he never addressed that in his stream. But that's basically it right there. So out of $250,000 that you got total before your company went under, where did the millions of dollars come from, Lord Marquad? Where did the millions of dollars go? Okay, now we want to ask the question about his investors. I will break that down for you. As you guys see, he actually got a total of 3 investors in this company. Now, what he's going to try to fool you in the video that I'm about to bring up in just a second is that basically this company went off and spun off to be its own thing and got sold by a larger company. That's false. This company actually crashed and fell apart. Matter of fact, let me play something for you real quick. Let me play something for you real freaking quick. And I want you guys to recognize this bozo that's talking right here, because you'll see him in another situation, okay? And I'll break down all what that means in just a second.
Co-founder of Why Not, a marketplace that is empowering neighbors to share their Wi-Fi. Why Not is a map-based web application that allows you to subscribe to your neighbor's Wi-Fi for a mere $20 a month.
Boom. That's all I need to know, Gabe. Thank you. Go back to licking Marquad's Gucci belt. So now, Gabe, when you look at this Why Not app, that he's saying that he's the CEO, right? Now, I'm going to explain what happened here in a second. But initially, if you look at this Forbes article that he referenced, Miriam is actually the acting CEO. This guy basically came in, and there's a reason why he came in just a second, because people started to realize that this company was a sham. It didn't really go anywhere because their YouTube channel only had a total of 2 videos, right? And essentially both videos, this is the best that they could do, okay? And they're trying to pitch Why Not. Now, what you guys got to understand is this particular company is Lord Marquard's company, all right? While he's running Fletch app. Another thing that you guys got to understand, Gabe currently, while he's doing this, actually works at Fletch app too as well. You know, the company that has earned $250,000 in total investments fund. This is how Lord Marquad is trying to run it. He's not actually building this company. He's trying to build another one where he's basically playing the venture capitalist game, right? He's playing the venture capitalist game. What essentially is happening is he got a shit ton of money, luckily, which I don't know how he did it, which kudos to his sales skills. He got an initial vessel capital funding of $250K that came from 3 different companies, okay? And those companies are ARK Investments, one of them is unknown, and the other one is Cool House Labs, okay? Those are the ones that kind of dumped money into Lord Marquard's company. Let me see if I can find this here, okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, there it is right here. So you can see the investment that Fletch app ever got, okay? The first one he's gotten was a seed, but it actually splits up. They actually break this down a little further. But the 2 major ones here are a grant of $50,000 he got from ARK Grants and an undisclosed amount that he got from Schoolhouse Labs. Okay, and I'm pretty sure he got a boatload of money from Schoolhouse Labs. Okay, and the reason why that you guys got to understand is that Schoolhouse Labs is it's a small venture capitalist firm. All right, a small venture capitalist firm with a CEO named Jordan. And CEO named Jordan, he actually came out with an article basically explaining why they went out of business. Yeah, these motherfuckers went out of business, okay? And let me tell you something, which is also freaking crazy. They went out of business in 2015. Okay, they were actually talking about in this particular article their struggles of trying to build a small venture capitalist firm, and they had a unique idea. Okay, the unique idea that they had was essentially gathering the content creators, not content creators, I'm sorry, these budding entrepreneurs and their startups into the Midwest, where they can kind of run a camp where these entrepreneurs can get access to potential customers, they can get access to potential mentors and connections, and get access to certain people that can potentially help this budding company grow. Okay, and Lord Marquad's Fletch app was part of it. It was actually recruited into this company. You know how he talks about him getting, you know, offices all over the states and whatnot? That's not actually true. A lot of it is actually done by Schoolhouse Labs. Okay, when he moved to the Midwest, you even read the Forbes article, when he actually moved to the Midwest, they put their company there, right? Actually, the people you saw wearing Fletch app t-shirts, right, all that stuff, they all were from Schoolhouse Labs. This man didn't own shit. He only had 3 employees to his name. Okay, the office he talks about wasn't his office that he actually owned. It was Schoolhouse Labs. It was done through there. And whenever you think Schoolhouse Labs, it's a summer camp for entrepreneurs who are with having, you know, budding startup companies, essentially. Okay, and what's so sad about Schoolhouse Lab, this was a venture capitalist fund in the Midwest that essentially went out of business. Again, I'll link the article below. You guys can read basically how they went out of business. But you want to know what the funny thing is? When they went out of business, it was in 2015, around September, I believe, right? And then we go in here and we see, let me get this in the view here so you guys can see it. We can see that the last amount of money they raised, the last activity ever had from Schoolhouse Labs, the last funding was a $50,000 venture capitalist round to Fletch app. I'm gonna say that again. Before these motherfuckers went out of business, the last activity they've ever done was give money to Fletch app. And don't tell me that is because maybe they've done other things before, because Arch Grant was another company that gave them both. All right, Arch Grant gave a shit ton of money. Okay, and they're still currently raising money for other people right now. Okay, they're still currently doing things. Okay, they are making things happen. Also, they have exits. Okay, they have exits, meaning when they've left the company and things like that. But they're still active in here in these streets. You go into an investment, you click on that, right, and it'll show you what they've been doing. So they're still active. But you go to Schoolhouse Lab, they're not anymore. And the last known amount of money they've given were to Fletch app. They raised $50,000 for this company, and that was the same year they went out of business. Now, what you guys have to understand about venture capitalist firms. Venture capitalist firms, they pull in a bundle of companies together, and essentially the whole goal is to make sure that those companies grow. And when those companies grow, essentially the company who initially funded that budding startup gets their money back in what's called an exit. Okay, and they have to develop an exit strategy so they can recoup their losses, and that's what it is. And these things can come in forms of mergers and acquisitions, which is actually the main way most exits are done nowadays. Or they basically stay in. When the company gets big enough, they sell off their shares and move on to the next thing, right? Schoolhouse Labs never actually got the point to do that, because the last money they gave to was Fletch app, and we know Fletch app died. It's a dead company. It's no longer in existence, right? So the money is gone with Fletch app. So there it is. And then if you read that article, that CEO was saying they were struggling for money. In that basket of companies that they had, Fletch app was included. They give $50,000 to Fletch app, and Fletch app died as a company. You see, Lord Marquad likes to claim that, you know, he travels all around the world and businesses in China want to have him open offices there because his company was just that solid. Yet these motherfuckers ran out of money and went out of business, and their last known funding was you. And then we knew that the next year, 2016, you went out of business. You were done for. And after he went out of business, he brags about going shopping and all this different stuff like that. Now, after all that, I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to play this video for you guys to watch. Then I'm going to get right back at it because this explains so much. Because I just threw out a lot of stuff out there. So guys, bear with me. It's a word vomit. But after you guys see this video, it starts to make sense. And then you understand the questions that I had where I came into his stream, because we possibly are looking at wire fraud. We may be looking at that, but I digress. Let's play the video.
$25. He done came up. JB writes, quote, "You keep referencing the Forbes article even though you aren't mentioned in it." Oh, that's silly. How would he know that there's an article if I'm not mentioned in it? My name. That doesn't make any sense. Just side note. If I'm not mentioned in the article, you couldn't find it. So that lets you know he's lying. He writes, "Your name is just written under a pic that features the entrepreneur who's in the main feature of the art." This is sad, by the way, because this lets you know he really is looking all this stuff up. And this lets you know that it's really there. So he basically said, my name is under a photo on Forbes, but I'm not in the photo and I'm not in the article. That's a bold-faced lie. And trip on this, JB. And by the way, just side note, I'm in other magazines too. You could check them out at your leisure. I mean, that's not the only one, but check this out, JB. Let me tell you how playerific it is, and this gonna hurt. And that's why I tell you guys, I only talk about 1/3 of what I actually do, just so you can hate on that third. Let me tell you how.
There's a reason why he only talks about 1/3, because when this dumbass opens his mouth, he gets exposed. Actually, he exposed himself. Let's watch.
A boss I am, and this gonna hurt you. Look, angry man, trip on this. The company that's in Forbes, right? Which side note, anytime you see a company in Forbes and then you never hear about it again, just side note, that usually means that it got acquired or it got sold. You know, a bigger corporation gobbled it up.
Bullshit, right? You would know that would have been listed in that Forbes article. We just went through the Forbes article before we even got into this video, and I'm glad we actually went through a lot of this shit before we got into the video. Did you guys see anything about the company being sold? Why not? No, right? And the reason why he prefaced this, and this is really good, because this is the sales tactic of Lord Marquad. What essentially he's doing is he's saying whenever you don't see or hear about it anymore, it usually got sold. What he's doing is he's setting it up so that way guys like Angry good enough business acumen, and this is not to insult you, Angry Man, it's just that I don't know where your heads would at where you would listen to this shit if you actually had good business acumen to not understand that this guy was capping. And maybe you did and you were just being nice to him. We still rock with Angry Man. I think he's good. Like, I just think he was dealing with the wrong people. But you would start to say, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense, because even if your company got sold, realistically, it would have been mentioned in the Forbes article regardless, right? That's just what it is, but it was never mentioned. And he did a great job of setting that whole thing up so that way you don't ask questions because he just answered it for you. But it's not the case. That's not how Forbes work. If it gets sold, they will mention it because Forbes is supposed to be legitimate. That's why in this little icon that I highlighted here or circled, you guys got to understand, remember when we highlighted it on the website, this is a screenshot, but when we highlighted it on our website, when you guys saw that when we highlighted, went on a information bar here, it was basically saying that the opinions of the Fox News contributor is of their own. So they don't even have to fact check this. They don't need to even come back and review this. They don't need to. Why? Because this is not something that Forbes can be held responsible for if it turns out to be false. But we know Marquette's lying. Let's continue.
And they included it into what they're already doing under their brand or under a different name. That's usually what that means when a company's wildly successful enough to get into Forbes and then all of a sudden you don't hear about it. That's usually what that means. Just side note for the people who don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Now, here's the thing. At the time in which I was in Forbes about that business, I was also the CEO of another corporation that was older. So this was a newer company I started that grew so fast and was so cracking. Forbes did a spot on us. But here's the thing. Let me keep it player with you. And this is sharp.
It's Why Not. Remember, I just explained it. The company he's talking about right now is Why Not.
Out to the hustlers. Follow my moves. I am the North Star. I will show you how to get free, financially free. Pay attention. I'm the CEO of one corporation that has significant investment. If you invest into a corporation and the CEO, you definitely don't want them running 2 different corporations as CEO. You only want them running 1 corporation. So they're dedicating all their time, effort, and energy to making your money grow. But I had another idea that I knew was going to be successful and I couldn't wait on it. So what I did was this. I had a girl I was dating at the time, random white girl. No education from the middle and nowhere, no credentials, no nothing. I positioned her on paper as the CEO of this other corporation. Then I created the new product under this new corporation. You heard me?
So what he's talking about is Fletch app. So he had Fletch app before, but then the new business he created under this new corporation was Why Not app. Okay, I want you guys to follow what he's saying, because he's not saying the companies by name, but the basically the background I just gave you guys, the brief one I just gave you guys while we're playing this video. He's talking about Why Not. Now I want you guys to notice something, right? And I put the picture on there for a fucking reason, okay? And the picture I put on there was a picture of Miriam, the girlfriend he's talking about, right? The white bitch he put on the company of Why Not. You notice something about her t-shirt? Oh, it also has the Fletch app logo. So while he's trying to make her Why Not, she's also employed with Fletch. And here's the crazy thing. In that YouTube video I showed you with that dude who was talking about he's a CEO, he's also a Fletch app person too as well. All right. There are pictures right here on it. He's also a Fletch app guy. So what this guy essentially was doing was trying to play the venture capitalist game, right? He already saw that he got a shit ton of money from Fletch app, but at that point in time, they weren't doing too well. They were not doing too well in terms of recruiting new rounds for funding. You guys got to understand that they were not getting rounds for money. They weren't getting money at all invested into them. You see what I'm saying? So essentially what ended up happening was he thought it would be a great idea to essentially create another company and play the same venture capitalist game that he played with Fletch app, using the same employees. Do you see the scam? Because Fletch app went out of business, and you already saw Cool House Lab is destroyed. It's gone. It's not a non-existent company anymore. So they never got their money back. ARC Investments or ARC Grants is a grant. Okay. And you guys know how grants are. Grants essentially are money that you don't really have to pay back, but they're meant to support the work, essentially support and help startups grow. They never got their money back either. Yet this man brags about taking vacations as soon as Fletch app crashed as a company. The investors never got their money back, and he's just about to explain how they didn't. Let's continue.
And then we put it out and it caught fire. So when we're in Forbes, I'm positioned as the chief technology officer. I own 100% of the corporation. I own all of the stock. She's positioned as the chief executive officer. She owns 0% of the shares. She's a figurehead. So then when it's sold, I got all of the bag. But here's the thing. I was also able to keep my investors at bay because they weren't tripping, because I wasn't the top dog in this other company. I was in a small role as a technologist. But if you know my background, I'm not a coder. I'm not a technologist. So
thank you for admitting that, Lord Marquad. Like I've been saying, this guy he doesn't have a background in coding or technology, period. He doesn't. Yeah, you want to come at me, nigga? At least I work as an engineer. You're a teacher. And he just admitted that. He is a teacher. What is a teacher is going to tell me about technology? That's how I was able to uncover your fraud. And yet, like, there are other Nigerians who are supposed to be smart, apparently, that can't, like, figure this shit out. It was so easy. All of this took me 25 minutes, but let's continue.
That lets you know I always been the business guy. So that lets you know that was a power play. You dig? So basically, he's trying to point out that I was like nobody in this corporation when I was the whole puppet master, the whole founder, inventor, and the guy who cashed out the whole thing.
You heard that? I was the whole founder and investor and the guy who cashed out the whole thing. He cashed out the company. This guy completely cashed out. Companies like Schoolhouse Labs Company like Schoolhouse Labs that invested $50,000. Art grants that were even more than that. They invested more than that probably, right? Because they actually went in and did more camps with them, right? Companies like Art Grants and all these other investors, you only had 3, but those niggas, they gave you a total of $250,000. They didn't get their money back. This guy cashed out on their money. Fletch was a dead company that never made money. It never did. Listen, you see all the there was no exit for companies like Schoolhouse Labs, there was no exit. They never exited, like literally, there was no exit. And usually an exit is when the company makes their money back. So we already know they never made their money back with Fletch. That was never a thing. They lost money with Fletch. Art grants, they only had 4 exits. They only had 4 total exits or 5 total exit. All right. And none of them is Fletch. So what does that tell you? If they never exited out of Fletch, chances are they lost their money with Fletch. And this man's over here saying he cashed out. And while he was doing that, like that day when he started this company, this is right around the time Fletch was about to fail. This was right around the time Fletch was gonna fail, dude, when he started this shit. Right here, 2015. This is right around the time, August, because the last investment they got was in September, right? In August 27th, well, that's a month before September. So they knew around this time frame that Fletch was falling apart. It was not going to grow anymore. All right. Their leading investor went bankrupt in the year, I think it was 2015 is the same year they went bankrupt, which basically meaning September 28th of that year, 2015, was the last investment that they ever got. So Marquaad at this point in time and his team knew that Fletch was not going to be a thing. So what did he do? While he was working at Fletch, this guy basically took his employees, like Miriam over here, the white bitch that puts the coke in the trunk, right? Like he was saying, okay, he had her basically become the CEO, right? Now you may be asking, well, Duke, you said this guy in this video over here was a CEO. Yes, because at some point in time, Miriam probably the pressure got too much of her for her because she knew this shit was bullshit. She probably knew this shit was bullshit, right? And then they probably got rid of her. And while they were trying to run with this why not scheme, they basically positioned this bozo here as the CEO. And he's tried to do the YouTube videos. But as you can see, the YouTube channel died along with the fucking idea, right? But they tried. I give them A for effort. They tried. So around the time, August of 2015, right? Because we know the company was done. Like the last investments they ever got was the next month, September 28th, right? Literally the next month. And then after that, they were done. The business was over with. It didn't succeed. And Lord Marquad, what did he tell you guys he did after the business was done? Fletch was done. He went on vacations costing over $200,000. But that doesn't make any sense because your company never really made money. In fact, they lost money. We know that. And we know the total investments that you got was $250K. So could it possibly be, and these are the questions I want to ask, could it possibly be that this man spent $50K on the actual business, but had $200,000 sitting there in the back, and then when he knew that Fletch wasn't going to do anything, he decided to start him and his homies this little why not situation with the same employees from Fletch, but just rearranged in different positions to try to fool new investors like Schoolhouse Labs and Art Grants because they thought it was so easy last time with Fletch to go ahead and start something new so that he can cash out some more because he already has $200,000 in a bank of their money. You notice he never addressed that in the streams. He never addressed any of what I just laid out for you guys right now. He never addressed it. And there's a reason why. This dumb janitor over here, this janitor just basically uncovered your upbringing, my nigga. You scammed your investors. This is embezzlement. The fact that you didn't give their money back and one of them actually went out of business. Like the last funding they gave was your company. Like literally Schoolhouse Lab. It's such a sad case. I'm gonna link the article in the description below, right? This guy, a young guy himself, trying to start a venture capitalist firm, unfortunately running into scams like Lord Marquad promising them great returns, lying to them like he does with you guys, like he developed a tech company. He lied about iBeacon. He lied about Fletch app. Fletch app was a lie. And we know it's a lie because it never made money. Even the people who invested in them fell under the last investment they gave. The last investment was to Fletch app. Fletch app. Fletch app was the total amount they gave. They gave $50,000. Look at this. This is the last seed fund. October, December, January 2016, they're out. $50,000. They could have used that $50,000, and another company who had more of a potential than Fletch app could have probably taken a cake, but they didn't because these guys got fooled by the salesmanship of Lord Marquad. No different than Lord Marquad's followers right now who are being fooled by the salesmanship of Lord Marquad. This is why they get fooled into giving him super chats. This is why they get fooled into signing up for his e-commerce business. This is why they get fooled into thinking this guy's a freaking god, because even the sophisticated investors themselves can be fooled. The last amount they gave was to Fletch, guys, and they went out of business, and they never got their monies back. You do not see an exit anywhere else here. At least Arc has 5 exits, so that means there's some companies in their basket of investments that are basically at least earned them some kind of return. Fletch app was not one of them because you look at the exits, Fletch app didn't get sold out. So Fletch app didn't get sold out. Why not didn't get sold out? What company is he talking about that got sold out? Unless he has a completely separate company that we don't know about. What is it? But no, it's only Why Not and Fletch app are the 2 companies he founded or has anything to do with. And they both never had any history or record of being sold. They both don't have any record of actually making money, but we do know it went out of business. That's what we do know. And the companies that funded them also went out of business. And then he's talking about how he was able to get out of it in this video without having to worry about his investors asking for the money back. Why? Because of how this guy sold himself. But I'll continue. Because I'm just an idiot janitor trying to clean up this fucking mess he created.
Yeah, you're not on this level, little homie. Don't even get in these waters. You would drown quick. That's correct. And these little these small-minded guys, they ain't never had a brick in the trunk and had a white girl driving it, knowing that that's the cleanest way to do it. They don't know anything about that. And so basically, metaphorically speaking, I had a brick in the trunk, had a upper middle class white girl driving the car. Ain't nobody gonna mess with that. They're gonna let that arrive at its destination, and that destination is big money. You heard me. Mm-hmm. So don't ever try to hate on a boss when you don't understand the boss's chess moves. Just sit back and clap at the end when I say checkmate. You heard me? But don't try to criticize what you don't understand.
And then he said, prove me wrong.
We don't understand it, but we do now. After all that background plus what you tried to omit without omitting, we know you embezzled those motherfuckers. You stole that 200 bands after Fletch app went under, and Cool House Lab couldn't. They had no way of getting their money back from you because they went out of business directly after funding you. Art grant, well, it's a grant. All right, anyone that gets grant, you're not really expected to pay a grant back. So you kind of got off free with that one. But you tried though. You went to China. You had all these speaking engagements that you booked for yourself. Why? Because you knew that if you tried to do more selling, hopefully more people would invest in your company. But here's the thing: when you go to places like China or those speaking engagements or those speaking conventions that you go to or try to brag about, they're actually smart people there, and they can look at your strategy, your whole business setup, and they can see the scam for what it is. So that's why you didn't get any more investments than $200,000 that 2 companies were dumb enough to give you. They didn't want you in China. You went there to go speak to try to get their money. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to your fans. They didn't want you to open an office. You went there. If they wanted you to open your office, real talk, bro. If they wanted you to open office here in China, in Beijing, right? Why is it that you got no more than $250,000? Huh? Why is it that you got no more than $250,000? If a company in China, we know China got the billions. If they saw that your company was viable when you were going over bragging that was you, if they saw that, why did you get no more than $250,000? Because those speaking engagements failed. People are too smart. They saw through your bullshit. The only people that didn't see through your bullshit were young companies with entrepreneurs who were also young and naive that didn't see the scam coming from a mile away. They took you in. They gave you money and you scammed them. Shame on you. And that goddamn Nigerian Michael, hey, Michael, there's your Nigerian scammer. And you just paid him for his war efforts to come after another Nigerian. Someone who's actually trying to help people. You're paying him and you want to say that I don't represent Nigerian? Motherfucker, you don't represent Nigerians. Never represent Nigerians. Ever. Because you're working with a scammer. You're working with someone who is supposed to be beneath pretty much everyone who's falling for this bullshit. And the only thing that hardens and saddens me is the fact that a fellow Nigerian man himself allows himself to fall for this bullshit. I'm Nigerian and I saw it for the fucking scam it was. I saw this man for the fucking scam he was. Oh! I saw it. You don't represent us, nigga. I'm a better representative and a model citizen of what a Nigerian is supposed to be than you, Michael. And that was the only nigga I had a problem with. That was like literally his whole stream. You understand? He never addressed any of this stuff that I'm leviting to you guys right now. He never did. But I did because I knew this. And this research took me 25 minutes. 25 minutes, something that Michael, someone he calls himself a Nigerian, couldn't do. You're Nigerian. You're supposed to figure this shit out already. Mumu, Olodo, are you stupid? You're supposed to know this. For you guys who don't know, if you're Nigerian and you say you're Nigerian and you're on my platform, I hold you to a different standard. That's just how I am. That's just how I am. Just like people of other ethnic groups, they hold themselves to different standards. I'm sure black folks, when they come on platforms owned by other black folks, they try to hold themselves to a different standard. That's the same thing I do here. If you're Nigerian, I hold you to a different standard. No matter 360 blessings, I will always talk about it. I hold him to a different standard. He wilded out with Fresh and Fit, DMing girls and cursing them out, came on his platform shit, and guess what? Didn't work out. But what happened? Came back on and we had him come on here. And he basically said, this was wrong, and I wronged my nation. Because I know they wouldn't accept this bullshit, but you did. Who's a scammer now? He went on there in the stream, called me a scammer, Nigerian. I don't have any courses, people. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't. I really don't. I haven't had anything. All I have is this YouTube channel, and you guys super chat me. And we were able to build a lot with a little. You see what I'm saying? But yet this guy's on stream asking for money every single day in and day out. He's on stream on YouTube way more times than I can count, yet he's supposed to be high value. You're all being conned, yet I'm puking con. You're a bunch of dumbasses. But let's continue. Because after this, we're going to play it again. And I want you guys to understand something. When you fuck with this channel or any other content creator we fuck with, just understand that the real nigga's coming for you. That's just how this shit works. We're done with fake ass bitches in this space, especially you, Marquad. My nigga, you probably should have answered the phone call when you had the chance.
Send 200.
Well, you already been proved wrong. Go ahead and send my bread, little homie. But here's the thing. The funny, comical part is about your $200. That wouldn't even cover my meal check. But what I might do with is I might tip somebody on the come up.
Sorry. This is gonna be a minute. This is gonna be a long stream.
That's a bold-faced lie.
Let's play this one more time, and then we're gonna get into the crypto.
And trip on this, JB. And by the way, just side note, I'm in other magazines too. You could check them out at your leisure. I mean, that's not the only one, but check this.
And those magazines he paid for.
Out, JB. Let me tell you how player,
including the Fox News Ozark. It's not a magazine; it's a news section, but he also paid for it.
Horrific it is, and this gonna hurt. And that's why I tell you guys, I only talk about 1/3 of what I actually do, just so you can hate on that third.
again, there's a reason why he talks about that 1/3, because he actually talks about more like he's going to do right now. You expose the fact that he's capping and he's a fraudster.
Let me tell you how boss I am, and this gonna hurt you. Look, angry man, trip on this. The company that's in Forbes, right? Which side note, anytime you see a company in Forbes and then you never hear about it again, just side note, that usually means that it got acquired or it got sold. You know, bigger corporation gobbled it up and they included it into what they're already doing under their brand or under a different name. That's usually what that means when a company's wildly successful enough to get into Forbes and then all of a sudden you don't hear about it. That's usually what that means. Just side note for the people who don't know.
We know that's cap already.
Now, here's the thing. At the time in which I was in Forbes about that business, I was also the CEO of another corporation that was older. So this was a newer company I started that grew so fast and was so cracking. Forbes did a spot on us. But here's the thing. Let me keep it.
Why not never grew? It never grew. I mean, you could look at the YouTube channel. They never, hold up. They never grew. This is why not. This is a company he's claiming that grew fast. And Angry Man's over here like, yes, yupping that shit like it's funny. Like this nigga is lying to you guys right now. He's been lying to all of you guys Why Not app never grew. The only company that actually had a decent chance was Fletch. Okay. And as you guys can see, all right, they got a total number of investments of 250K. That's it. That's not a lot of money when it comes to venture capital. Okay. That's not big money. Okay. People make that actually, I mean, that's damn near pretty close to what I make now. Realistically, I mean, with fucking my 9-to-5er and my investments.
And this is sharp. Shout out to the hustlers. Follow my moves. I am the North Star. I will show you how to get free, financially free. Pay attention. I'm the CEO of one corporation that has significant investment. If you invest into a corporation and the CEO, you definitely don't want them running two different corporations as CEO. You only want them running one corporation. So they're dedicating all their time, effort, and energy to making your money grow. But I had another idea that I knew was going to be successful and I couldn't wait on it. So what I did was this. I had a girl I was dating at the time, random white girl, no education from the middle and nowhere, no credentials, no nothing. I positioned her on paper as the CEO of this other corporation. Then I created the new product under this new corporation. You heard me? And then we put it out and it caught fire. So when we're in Forbes, I'm positioned as the chief technology officer. I own 100% of the corporation. I own all of the stock. She's positioned as the chief executive officer. She
while also working at Fletch.
0% of the shares. She's a figurehead. So then when it's sold, I got all of the bag. But here's the thing. I was also able to keep my investors at bay because they weren't tripping because I wasn't the top dog in this other company. I was in a small
Okay, you see how I explained that? My investors weren't I keep them at bay because they weren't tripping because I wasn't at the top dog of this other company, right? And the company he's talking about is Why Not, which is true. He wasn't the top dog, but Why Not never sold. Why Not never did. If anything that had to come close to a sale would probably be that Fletch app. Why Not never amounted to anything but a bunch of marketing on social, on newspapers and social media. That's it. And we already know how that YouTube turned out. It really didn't turn out too well, right? We already know. I mean, the YouTube didn't go too well. I mean, the company never sold. It never did. They didn't do anything. Okay, the company he's actually talking about is Fletch app. The company that he's talking about that he got out of was Fletch app, and the amount of money he made out with was probably $200,000. And the reason why I say $200,000 because in that particular stream that he did, he also mentioned that he went traveling. He bought suits, he went to different countries and things like that. He really lived it up, right? But before he even went traveling, even guys on that particular stream, they super chatted him, basically bigging him up, right? Because those were his standboys saying, oh, Lord Marquad, I remember when you were just straight counting money on that stream. He also talked about it in that live stream where he was saying, well, yeah, I told my girl, Bridget, go give me that cash in the closet. And he got the cash in the closet and he was counting it out. He said it was about $200,000. That's what he said. Okay, we already know that your company made $250,000. I can just say, give it a take. Maybe $50,000 was used for marketing, flying out to Beijing or flying out to all these different places to try to get more money, or some of them were reinvested in some of the marketing stuff that you did. But I think that when because the company was only been in existence for 3 years, right? I think by that time when you started to realize that shit was gonna go bye-bye, it wasn't gonna work. You tried to fuck around with this Why Not thing to pull the same venture capitalist scam with the Fletch app, but it didn't work. And here's the thing: Schoolhouse Lab went out of business. Arc Investments was a grant, and who knows where the third investors are? It was, and that's probably who you were trying to keep at bay. But realistically, that's it. You scammed these guys. You scammed these guys. You tried to play the same game with Why Not. It didn't work out. So then you went to YouTube. Guys, this is a super villain origin story right here. This is a super villain origin story. It took me 25 minutes to uncover all this bullshit. You're fucking with the wrong dude. Like, I don't know how else to tell you guys this. You're fucking with the wrong dude, okay? Like that Michael guy who doesn't think that I represent Nigerians. Think at least I fight for what's mine. Fuck out of here.
As a technologist, but if you know my background, I'm not a coder, I'm not a technologist. So that lets you know I always been the business guy. So that lets you know that was a power play. You dig? So basically, he's trying to point out that I was like nobody in this corporation when I was the whole puppet master, the whole founder, inventor, and the guy who cashed out the whole thing.
Yeah,
Bruh.
I'm the whole founder. I'm the whole investor and the guy that cashed out the whole thing. He says cashed out the whole thing. What could he be possibly talking about? We know Why Not never sold, and the only company that he's ever started that made money came from Fletch app. He cashed out the whole thing while keeping his investors at bay. Why Not never had investors, guys? If not, we would have found it. It doesn't exist. It never amounted to anything. The company he's talking about right now is Fletch app. He's trying to do a switcheroo, but you can't fool Don, baby. Go ahead and answer the question about your origin story. Motherfuckers are on to you. Who the fuck's the scammer, nigga? Come on. Oh, that's too much exposing people. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get sweat all over my great value. It's not floor pattern, but it's very, very fleeced and soft. Okay. You were a clown, Marquad. You're a clown, but thank you for admitting that. Now, lastly, we're gonna go over to obviously his crypto, because Lord Marquad essentially is crypto now. It's all you know, crypto scamming and crypto booming. There's more of his Why Not app. I mean, this is it. This is all it ever amounted to. It didn't really amount to much. I mean, Why Not never. I'm not doing that. Why Not never really did much. Why Not is it never amounted to anything. The company was really talking about was Fletch app. He embezzled his investors. That's all it is. He scammed them. All right. And one of them, it was so bad they went out of business. Go fucking figure, man. Like, you're a fucking loser, dude. And then let's go ahead and go into this motherfucker's token. As you guys know, apparently I'm the scammer, but this guy has a crypto token. Okay, not a crypto coin. It's a crypto token. Now, again, guys, the difference between a coin and a token is a coin actually has a blockchain attached to it that gives it some level of guarantee and value, and a token is actually forked off of a blockchain. So for instance, most tokens right now that are built are actually forked off of Ethereum, and fork basically mean the code was copied. It's just that certain things were tweaked that way to give it a different functionality. Essentially, that'd be the easiest way to explain it, but realistically that's what it was. So Assassin, now the same guy who speaks out and calling cryptos and NFT scams, then again turned around and had a crypto coin. It's called the Assassin coin, okay? Now, which I find crazy, because when you look at this particular coin, there's no white paper, so we don't know what it does. We still don't know. People are investing in this, by the way. He has a total of 11 holders right now. There are 11 people. Let me get my mug out of here. Okay, they got a total of 11 holders. Okay, this is a total supply. Like, this guy's trying to do something, right? Now, what do we know about cryptos? A lot of them, with this, especially tokens, some of them that don't even have white paper, we already know it's a fucking scam. Like, we already know. Most people know that the crypto NFT game, especially some of these manosphere dudes getting into this shit, and we know who you are. We on your asses too. Every single one of you that has shilled a goddamn crypto coin, we coming for your dumb asses too. So don't try to clean it up, because it's already screenshot, nigga. If you already see the logo, all right, you already see the fucking, if you see the emoji, the screenshot emoji, it's a wrap. If we come in your chat, you see the screenshot emoji, it's a wrap, dog. We got you. It is what it is. Try to delete it or not. It's done. We got you. 4K, my nigga. That's it. So he's on the crypto grift right now, okay? Well, let's see how his coin is doing. Oh, shit. Well, that's not good. That's not good. A coin with only 11 total holders, okay? And how do I know this is a pump? This is a massive pump right here, okay? We're looking at the Assassin coin. If we want to go back, okay, it only has 11 holders, majority of which are owned by Assassin. So a lot of this is just like some of this, or at least some of this down here, with buying and purchasing with the same kind of with the same crypto wallet. Actually, you can kind of see it here. All right, a lot of buying and selling and stuff like that. You can actually see when his probably part of his stands, or even him, who knows, he's responsible for some of these transactions here. But the last trade that was done was 11 days ago. As we can see, there's a massive pump on this particular coin right now. When you look at this goddamn chart, holy shit, holy fucking crap, this looks jagged as fuck. It looks like someone is literally paying and pumping this up. Chances are majority of it either from some of his followers, probably that dumbass Nigerian Michael that's probably in here. So I hope you lose your shit, motherfucker. You don't deserve it. But he's probably in here, some of his other followers, to be fair, right? There it is. Right here, he's got the whole Assassin nonsense and coin and whatnot, right? Not a whole lot of, not even a white paper, guys. If you guys don't believe it, he doesn't have a white paper associated with this. But it's a Assassin coin. We don't know what it does. It doesn't do anything. It's just there for the pump, essentially, for you guys to go ahead and invest in it so he can cash out. That's all you're doing. So he's gonna build it up over time. But so far, only 11 people has fallen for it. Now I hope you guys lose your fucking money, right? Good luck getting that bitch out. Now, essentially, there's not a whole lot of liquidity in this, so you're going to see a huge amount of price fluctuations. So far, it's just basically saying that there's not a lot of money input into this to create this coin. So if I were to go buy Assassin coin at whatever spot price it is right now, it's dramatically going to change the chart. You will see that. But, you know, typically with a lot of these tokens, when you click on them, they also have the white token, right, where you can go ahead and learn about the crypto project. You can know what it's about. You can know, the future of the project, where the owners plan to take it, things that actually, make a lot of sense. Okay, you expect to find that from, someone who's as sophisticated and tech savvy as Marquad, right? Let's go ahead and get into the website to see if we can figure out what this Assassin coin is meant to do. Wait a minute, nigga. Yo, wait a fucking minute. Is this your normal website? Is this your normal? Is this your normal website? Wait a fucking minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. Hold on. Time out. What's going on here? Hold up. Where's the white paper, dog? What is this? Where's the white? This is all you have for the about? What is this? Dispositions, reward and punishment occur during life. We do not grow larger by making others smaller. To stand for something is to stand against something. What is this basic ass fucking shit? Who is MDB? Is that Marquaad Devon Burton? Did you quote yourself? This is such a basic quote. To stand, hold up. To stand for something is to it's to stand against something. What the fuck does that mean, dude? Wait a minute. This is what I mean. This guy is so basic. He takes basic freaking ideas and tries to pawn them off as his. Hold up, so you guys can read what I'm reading. And by the way, this is the link I clicked on from his crypto website. So apparently, I come to this disposition number 3. To stand for something is to stand against something. Yeah, no fucking duh. Like, it's Newton's third law, bro. I'm for something. There's an opposite and equal reaction. That means I'm against something. So whatever I'm for, the thing that I'm against is going to collide with what I'm for. Okay, what the fuck? There's nothing original about that. Hold up, I need to drink, people. I'm sorry, this alcoholic / drug addict needs to fucking get drunk right now because you are hurting my brain, and only good old champagne liquor is gonna make me whole again. Oh, that hits my high value spot, niggas. Woo! We must fight that which is unnatural. Nigga, this quote is unnatural, and I'm getting ready to box this bitch. You're quoting yourself on your own website that has, the about, you scroll all the way through, I'm supposed to see a white paper. I don't see a white paper. All right, well, I guess, I mean, maybe I go to the shop. Maybe there's something there. The leader's a saint. Okay, I guess. Okay, what is this? Wait a minute. Are you charging a conference photo for $100, G? What the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. This nigga is, you are worse than Mr. Organic. You are worse. Who wants to pay for a conference photo? $100. What does this have to do? Okay, time out. Okay. Black box ebook. I don't know what that is. If you guys who are Assassin fans who have read that shit, okay, you let us know in the chat what that means. $400 for this bag right over here. And you've seen him wear that bitch around. Okay, this is his e-commerce shop. And some of this were actually built by some of his assassin fans, right? And there's some of the floor pattern hats. I mean, the floor pattern is no bounds. Like, he will take that bitch anywhere, okay? So some of this was probably designed by his standboys, because he also does e-commerce for him, and he lists the shit on their site. So what he does is take a cut from everything that these guys put on there to sell, and then he basically keeps it. But a lot of this shit is his. This is where majority of his money comes from, and it's done by his assassin fans. Okay, this is where he's trying to get you guys to invest in. He wants you guys to invest in this so he can get a big pump out of this, because he sees a lot of people, YouTubers, doing this, right? But in actuality, okay, if we just go back to his website here, this is where his high value money comes from. Fucking faker. You have the audacity to call. You have the audacity to come at a nigga like me while you over here doing this shit. We still haven't found a white paper or anything that have to do with assassin coins, but he's already has a coin now before he has a project out. Why would anyone feel so comfortable in doing that? Launching a crypto project without even letting you know what the project is about. Because that's someone who has to understand that he knows his audience will buy into whatever it is, that it doesn't matter what the fuck he puts out there. They're just going to put their money in and pay for it. Because they're any dumb enough to pay for this dumbass shit. Those dumb enough to pay for anything. And Saint the Sinner knows that. I'm sorry I speak too fast, but realistically, a lot of this shit comes from my mind to my mouth. Like, I have zero filter whatsoever. So I just pour in. And in my mind, realistically, this is the mind of someone who has ADHD. In my mind, I feel like myself, I'm speaking in like slow motion, but like I notice when I play this shit back, I hit my shit spot on and I'm fast. And I'll be like, damn, bro, like in my mind, when I said that, when I was thinking about it so slow, but when I said it, it almost seemed like it matched up. So I don't know what's going on in my brain. I really don't know. But like, I'm sorry for speaking fast if it seems as though it's speaking fast. But you got to understand, from my perspective, I'm not talking fast enough. I feel like in my mind, things are going way too slow. There's a lot of things I need to get out. And I don't even think my mouth can keep up. But realistically, this is where a lot of his money comes from. Okay, it's not come from anything. You schedule a consultation too. Is a consultation, is the conventions, all that stuff. That's why he guys like him, guys like Anton, they defend this shit so vehemently, because once guys like us expose it, this is the main money, the main income that we take out of his mouth, or supposedly, right? This is why he says, "Oh, you guys got to come after him and attack him," right? Right? Come take the channel down. They want you to take this channel down because this is going after basically his main thing versus what he lies about. We got you in 4K. Click. All you motherfucking standboys that came in my chat talking all that dumb shit, there you are right here exposed along with your daddies. Click. Understand who you're talking to, bruh. This is the real homie right over here. Matter of fact, nigga, I'm the king. You should crown me. Matter of fact, fuck the crown, nigga. Make me a god. I guess, hey, if they're gonna make him a god, I guess I'm a god too, my nigga. I expose this shit in 25 minutes. Call me God. Matter of fact, fuck all that. Call me the God King Duke. I'm the God King Duke, baby. Woo! 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 Nigga, if you a king and motherfuckers couldn't pick this shit up, nigga, I'm the God. I did that shit in 25 minutes. 25 minutes it took me. Call me God King Duke. You've been outclassed, my dude. You have been effectively outclassed. No white paper here whatsoever in your goddamn crypto scheme. What do we look at your principles, leadership of conference, black box, the assassin? What is the assassin, right? Does this have anything to do with your goddamn crypto? No, but the way of the assassin, Marquadism. Oh, is this the Marquadism you were talking about us that we were trying to fanboy over? If this is, I'm not impressed. I'm definitely not impressed, dude. What is it? Your quotes are stupid. Your quotes are pretty fucking stupid, if you ask me, dude. I'm sorry. We must fight what is not natural. Get to work positively impacting those with your reach. What does that even mean? Yeah, obviously, fucking duh. My whole job is to be positive, but not really. Sometimes I have bad days. But this quote is as vague as your goddamn companies, bro. Like, real talk. Like, what are we talking about? Men should be few words and many actions. What does that mean? All this shit is quotes from himself, and none of them mean anything. Like, none of them mean anything, dude. Like, are you guys reading this with me? Like, what does any of this mean? I'll give you guys a second. What does any of this mean? Always first consider what the other person is seeking and thinking before you engage or act. What the fuck? If that was true, they would realize what the fuck you were on, Lord Marquad. And they would have acted by unsubscribing from your channel and stop paying your ass. But some of them, like Michael, the dumb Nigerian, believes that, oh, yeah, you're facts. So he contributes to a war chest to come at another Nigerian. But what you don't understand, Michael, this Nigerian here, over here, bro, this nigga is different. We built different, my nigga. I'm built different. I don't give a fuck. If dumbass niggas like you can fall for that and you call yourself Nigerian, you're not Nigerian, bro. At least it's just a name only. You're not Nigerian spirit, because Nigerians don't fall for the scams. Where any of that had anything to do with assassin coin? But people are probably buying into that shit right now. Listen, this has been a long exposure. It's been a long, arduous exposure. Okay, we already know that Marquad, okay, didn't answer any of the questions he's supposed to answer in that particular stream. He just came at me, my hairline, which I don't fucking care about, because I'm going bald like you, and pretty much by the time I turn 30, all right, when I get to your age or beyond, I'm gonna be looking just like you, and then I guess we could be twinsies. And I know how desperate you want us to be twinsies, especially pulling out some dumb shit like this. Like, I mean, come on, right? You definitely want to be my twin, but realistically, no, nigga. I don't care about my hairline. I don't care about how big my nose is, and I've been upfront with my drug use, and the fact that I've overcame that. There's nothing else I can't overcome. There's nothing else in this world I can't overcome. Okay, I've been in the low point, and maybe your assassin fans can't understand that. They probably never will. Because they probably haven't faced a low point in their life. If that's what you're trying to insinuate, the people who follow you probably have never. I'm willing to bet, right? They have never faced a low point in their life, really, at all, because they're listening to their leader and their Marquadism so perfect that they don't believe they have never had a downtime in their life. Well, this nigga has. He's been through shit. He's done shit that he's not proud of, and he knows that he's not perfect. I know for a fact I'm not perfect. That's why I come out here and I tell you I ain't shit for a reason. There's a reason why I said that. I know my past, and now you guys know too, and so does Marquad. But now you guys understand why we don't get overly judgmental on this show, ever. We have the most balanced chat, the most accepting chat. I don't even care if you're a troll, as long as you're not doing anything crazy. Unless you come at us in a way that gets personal, I don't care. We leave y'all here. Y'all do what you need to do. But motherfuckers got skills. But on top of that, bruh, these guys we just exposed, the Marquadism, all that stuff, it's a fucking cult. It's not real. Marquette's not real. None of this shit is real either. And just lastly, just to prove this guy isn't real, okay? The last thing I'm going to prove about this guy is the whole Jabrizi magic. him and Jabrizi Magic and the whole nonsense they had going on. This is a long stream, guys, because there's a lot we have to cover. And Assassin fans, all right, they're not even gonna watch this whole stream. They're not gonna know what this is. But this guy talks about him being original. Right, this is the most unoriginal dude out there, and the reason why is because he has a show that it's basically what I call Discount Fresh and Fit Vegas Edition. Okay, the Discount Fresh and Fit Vegas Edition, and what that usually means is that these guys Lord Marquad speaking, basically tried to come up with a show just like Fresh and Fit. You guys see the show, right? Look, take a look at it. It's there, right? They would sit there, talk to girls. The setup is exactly just like Fresh and Fit. That's why I call him the Vegas Edition, because this bozo lives in Vegas. So here's the thing, right? Everything came, even down to the fucking idea, was bought, was stolen from your boys Fresh and Fit. Right, even just looking at this, bro, you have your own version of Fresh, and you're the fucking own version of Myron. Guys, if you look at this as like a Marvel and DC universe thing, right, the two separate universe, you know how DC has Superman, right? And then Marvel has its own version of Superman, which is Hyperion, right? So you know how that is. They have their own parallels. That's the same thing here with these dumbass YouTubers, both of them, right? You tried to you are basically Hyperion to Myron's Superman, right? And this nigga, this dude, essentially, when they found this dude his name is Jabari, and he used to be part of these magic community, right? He also got exposed there too. This guy he used to be big. He used to be a big shot, right? He was doing magic tricks. Same way that Fresh CEO used to do gold digger pranks, but in this case, this guy was doing magic trick with actual celebrities. So his channel actually got somewhere. The problem is, when he was part of this whole magic community, this motherfucker is just as arrogant as Lord Marquad. So I understand why you guys are doing content together. But he actually got exposed by his own community on that magic shit because he let a lot of the fame and the fact that he was doing magic tricks on celebrities get to his head, and he thought he was hot shit.
Bunch of haters, and specifically magicians. A lot of them really don't like what I'm doing on the internet, and that's just me killing it as usual. So I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm just making a statement. I'm better than Chris Ramsey, I'm better than Justin Miller, and I'm better than Shim Lim. If they're wondering why they don't get amazing reactions, maybe it's just because they're bland people. And I'm gonna keep it real, hip-hop illusionist.
Now look, I'm not saying you have to like everybody, but let's be real, Jabrizi. You're not better than Shin Lim, a FISM winner. You're not better than Justin Miller, and you're not better than my boy Chris Ramsey. And I know that for a fact. I've seen him get reactions. I not once have seen him coach anybody to get a react. You don't have to hate on people. See, that's what you're doing. You're hating on people that don't like what you're doing. Now, just because somebody doesn't like what you're doing doesn't mean they're hating. Maybe what you're doing is garbage. Maybe you should think about that. Maybe instead of thinking like the other guy that every time somebody says something that is against you, that they're bullying you or they're hating on you, maybe you should look at it as to why they're saying that. These are your peers. These are the people in your industry, the people that are creating the magic that you're doing on your channels and in your shows. So maybe think about it for a second before you start going on this hilt that everybody's against you. Maybe you just bad. Maybe they're trying to help you get better. Don't take everything that anybody says against you as they're trying to attack you. Maybe they're trying to say, yo, watch what you're doing because of X, Y, and Z. Maybe you could try A, B, and C instead. But
you go to his channel now, bro. Like, bro, we get more views than this nigga. He's got 200,000 subscribers. That's why he has to partner up with this bozo over here, because he has to save his dying channel, Jabrizi Magic. And I'm sorry that you had to catch this collateral damage. It's just that Lord Marquad is that dumb, and you're just collateral. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But listen, all fair love and war, right? Don't fuck with your boy because we cut anybody. But this guy's a clown, just like his daddy over here, Lord Marquad. Stop pretending to be Myron and stop pretending to be Fresh. You're not them. Okay, y'all discount versions. Okay, you found your own version that's Fresh, and I mean their origin stories literally run parallel, bro. This nigga was doing fucking pranks, okay, with gold diggers. Fresh was a gold digging asshole. Okay, Myron over here was getting built up by Royal Tomasi and getting built up by what's his name, Donnie Boy and all the other guys. And this guy over here was launching fake crypto scams and companies while trying to copy them. And yet he claims to be the most original in this space. And these motherfuckers buy it. And you know what? Your views will never amount to Fresh and Fit because Fresh and Fit are already Fresh and Fit. So why are you trying to be someone else? Why you why you trying to be like Fresh and Fit? Listen, Fresh and Fit fans at least are smart enough to know that, hey, if I'm gonna watch a Lord Marquad video, I mean, and it's gonna be like Fresh and Fit, why don't I just watch Fresh and Fit? I mean, they're the originals and he's the imposter. That's what it is. So when you try to come at other niggas for being fake and phony, look at you, bro. You are the definition of a copycat, phony ass motherfucker. Talk about I'm not original. You're the most unoriginal nigga in this space. Guaranteed, proven solid. And your fans are the most unoriginal bitches in the world too, especially Michael. So next time you come at the God King, I'm stealing your moniker, Lord Marquad, because I think after this cleanup, I think I upgraded myself from janitor to God King. Okay, I know. How can someone go from a mere peasant, a mere janitor, to a God King? Well, it's by exposing the fact that you lied to not only yourself, you lied to your audience, you lied to the content creator you collab with, and most of all, you're trying to lie to me, which is not possible because we over here. We watching you, and you're not gonna lie to our audience either. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Go ask him some questions. It is what it is, and he'll probably try to get this taken down. So, get your Twitters up, and watch out for these goddamn bots because they'll be coming. With that being said, I'll bid you adieu. It is what it is.